Hello, good evening. It is Matchday Live. This is over and over and over again. My name is Richard, and this is going to be Brighton women against Arsenal. A really, really big game for both teams in the WSL, particularly for Arsenal. Can we keep ourselves in that title race, in that race for the top three? We're going to find out in the next couple of hours. Coming up, the other side of this. To Arsenal now, Frida Marnham again inside there looking for a second goal. Oh, she's got a second goal. That seals it. Frida Marnham again. So, Brighton women against Arsenal women from the Broadfield Stadium, of course, at Crawley. This is a really important game for Arsenal. After Man City slipped up at the weekend, we've got a great chance to go into the top three tonight and keep ourselves even in the title race. Let's be honest, we are still in there if we win tonight. So this is how the teams line up then for this game this evening. So in goal for Brighton, it is Megan Walsh. They're back for Emma Kohlberg, Guru Bergsvand, Zoe Morse and Poppy Pattinson. In midfield, it's Alma Zignotti, Dejana Stefanovic and Kaylee Green. And the three up front for them is Katie Robinson, Elizabeth Turland and Genmin Lee. On the bench then for Brighton, goalkeeper Katie Starter. They've got Rebecca Stott, Victoria Williams, Brianna Vizali, Beatriki Sari, Libby Bantz, Maisie Simons, and of course our very own ex-player Danielle Carter. For Arsenal, then this is how we line up for this big game tonight. In goal, Manu Zinsberger is back. Back five, if you like. Noel Moritz, Jem Beattie, Rafaela Souza, Lotta Ruben Moy, and Katie McCabe. In midfield, Leah Walty, Frida Marnham, and Victoria Pelova. Katerina Cole as well, and of course up front is Stina Black-Stenius. The substitutes then for Arsenal, the two goalkeepers, Sabrina D'Angelo and Kayla Marquez. We've got Taya Goldie, Gio Quieros. Caitlin Ford is back on the bench. Great news. Hopefully she can play some part tonight. Jodie Taylor. We've got Freya Godfrey and another player at the academy as well. It is Doe. So that is the lineups then for this game for Arsenal tonight against Brighton. It's going to be a really big game, this, isn't it? We've got some comments in already. Bongo going, it says, come on, you Gunners, indeed. Welcome, Richard. Indeed, welcome yourself, my friend. Hope you are well. Steve says, hi, Richard. How you doing? Steve, what's the time doing in Australia at this minute in time? Must be, what is it? Is it morning over there? I can't remember. What are you confusing me now? Herman says, good afternoon, Richard. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm not too bad, my friend. Hope you're well as well. Imperative Views, good to see you again. Says, Ford is on the bench. Indeed, Ford is on the bench. Great news that is, isn't it? Finally, she's back. Let's hope she can play some part tonight because we're going to need her, aren't we, in these final few games to get us over the line. Steve says, it's 4:22. Wow, in the morning. Fantastic. Great for you to be awake joining us. Let's hope it's a game worth staying awake for. I'm sure it will be. We are in decent form at the moment, aren't we? Yes, the Champions League disappointment. We know all about that, how hard that was for everybody. But we bounced back on Friday, didn't we? Beat Leicester. A tough game, but we got the job done. And tonight's not going to be any easier, is it? Brighton are in great form since their new managers come in. I think they've won 3 out of 5 games and pulled away from that bottom end of the table where they should be safe now. So it's going to be a tough game for Arsenal against an informed opponent, isn't it? It's going to be tough. We know it is. But anyway, Bongo Guna says that it was put to me recently that the current wage bill gap between Man City and Arsenal is around 125 million, the equivalent of having 12 players on 200,000 per week. Well, yeah, there you go. That's, but let's not look for excuses. It's 11 players against 11 players on a pitch. Just because they cost more money and they might get paid more money doesn't mean they're better, does it necessarily? It's the valuation is what clubs that own the contracts decide. It's not necessarily what their value is on the pitch. We've overpaid for lots of players, haven't we? Their value might be high, but their worth on the pitch isn't necessary, is it? Anyway, Bongo, I read this on a blog today. I think this shows how good we are compared to. Well, no, it doesn't show anything, does it? What a player costs, what they're worth. They're two different things, and that's what we need to remember, don't we? It's their value on the pitch that's important. Andy Ziddy says, joining from Nairobi. Oh, fantastic. I'd love to see Ford involved. Well, she's on the bench, so she may well be involved at some stage tonight. I'm sure she will get a few minutes in her legs again. Good to see her back. Let's hope she can be fit for all these final few games of the season. Herman says, finally the weather's getting better. Yeah, I mean, it is getting better. We've had a bit of rain today, but it's been brighter. It's been not too bad. We've had some rain over the last few days, but it's certainly a lot warmer now. Nice weather to be out and about. It's perfect night for football, isn't it? It's nice and mild, not a lot of wind, no rain. The pitch looks good. Let's hope that it's going to be a good game, and Arsenal can get the 3 points, which would be so important. It will put us back into the top 3, which is great. So let's have a look. Hello says there, score predictions. Yeah, let's have our score predictions in, everybody. Let's give us score predictions in, what we think it's going to be tonight. I think Arsenal will win. I wouldn't say comfortably, but I think we'll win fairly easily. I think it's going to be, I'm going to go Brighton 0, Arsenal 2. I think we'll get the job done, get the points. 2-0 I'm going for. Let me know what your score predictions are. We should win this game. Let's be honest, we've got a great record against Brighton, but they are playing well at the minute. They've had a turnaround under their new manager, and it's certainly not going to be as straightforward as it may have been a few weeks ago when they were near the bottom of the league. But anyway, let's see. Bongo going to go 3-0. Yeah, we'll take a 3-0. Emerson says 3-1. Yeah, we'll take a 3-1. Brighton have never scored a home goal against Arsenal in the WSL, actually. Steve's gone 3-1 as well. And Hello's got, 3-0. So, we're all confident, aren't we? Which is good. Let's get see if the girls out on the pitch can get the job done. I certainly don't think it's going to be an easy game tonight. I think it's going to be tricky, but I'm sure we'll get the job done. We've certainly got the quality in this team, haven't we? And we've got the heart and the desire as well, as we know. Terry says there, evening Richard, Bongo Guna, Stephen, Herman, and all in the chat, listening to you while in the van at work, I'm afraid, but still, come on, you guys, 4-1. Yeah, well, we'll take a 4-1. We'll take anything, won't we? Any 3 points will do us. But yeah, I think we should win. I don't think it'll be easy, but I think we've got the quality to get this job done, and I'm sure we will. Terry is at work, which is not ideal, is it? But it's got to be done, isn't it? I've been rushing around today like a mad thing to get everything done in time to be ready for the game. Katie McCabe, of course, is the captain again. She's probably going to stay captain now for the rest of the season, isn't she? Due to injuries to everybody else who would be captain, usually Kim Little and Leah Williamson, of course, as we know. So, but yeah, that is a bit unfortunate. But Katie's a good captain and she's doing a great job. And I'm sure she'll lead the team as usual tonight, and hopefully to a good victory as well, but we shall see. So we are just going to quickly then run through the team lineups again. And so for Brighton, Megan Walsh is in goal, very good goalkeeper, as we know. She's had some good games against us in the past. They're back for Emma Kohlberger, was sent off, of course, at Meadow Park on the first game of the season. Zoe Morse, Guru Bergsvand, and Poppy Pattinson in midfield. Dejana Stefanovic and Julia Zignotti-Olm. That is their kind of midfield. And then just in front of them, Katie Robinson, Elizabeth Turland, and Kaylee Green. And they are going to be behind the striker, Gwen Min Lee, of course, the Korean for Brighton. So that is their team there, looking not a bad side. They've got some good players in there. Elizabeth Turland's having a good season, her first season in the WSL. She's doing well. For us then, for Arsenal, this is how we line up. Not too many unexpected players in the side. Manu Zinsberger's back in goal. She did miss, rested for the game against Leicester, of course. The back three, Lotta Woober-Moy, Jen Beattie, and Rafaela Souza, of course. In midfield, Noel Moritz, Frida Marnham, Katie McCall. Jodie Taylor's coming to the side. Has there been an injury to somebody in the warm-up? Is it Leah Walty? Leah Walty's not in the starting team. Leah Walty has had to pull out with an injury. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it? She's actually on the bench. I'm sure she was in the starting lineup that I saw. Anyway, does anybody know what's happening there? Because Leah Walty is now on the bench. And obviously, if she was injured, she wouldn't be on the bench, would she? She'd be out of the squad completely. So I'm sure she was in the team. Anyway, Jodie Taylor's coming for her first start on her second spell at Arsenal. So that's interesting, isn't it? I'm sure she'll be playing up front. And Katarina Kuhl will probably drop in a little bit deeper now. This is very, very bad news. Leah Walty's not fit because she's so important, isn't she? And if you remember that game against Birmingham last year, she pulled up in the warm-up, didn't she? And she didn't play in the team. Bongo says Rich needs a new glove. Well, maybe I do, yeah. Maybe I just assumed she was in the team. Maybe I didn't look at it properly. Let's just get my little picture back up again, because this is a picture of the team. Let me just have a look and see. Is she in that team now? She is. Look, she's there, Leah Walty. She's on there underneath Katie McCabe. So it's not my glasses. I got it right. She was in the team. Obviously, there's been some issue in the warm-up, potentially. Anyway, Mark's in the chat as well. He says, hi guys, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Arsenal in the black kit tonight, which is, of course, a nice kit, as we know. And we are going to be attacking the goal to our right, I believe, in this first half. And we are about to get this game off and underway here at... we're taking the goal to our right. It is going to be Arsenal to kick off. It looks like Jodie Taylor's going to be in the front three, which you would expect. And Katarina Cole will probably drop back. And we'll see how this lines up now. Obviously, that is a very, very bad news for Arsenal. Steve says there, I saw her. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw her as well. Yeah, she was definitely in there, but she's not now. It says she's on the bench, so I'm not quite sure. And we're up and underway. Stina Blackstenius took the centre there, plays it back to Frida Marnham, and now it's back to Lotta Wilburn White. So Arsenal all in black, attacking the goal to our right. We won this game 3-0 last season, if you remember. Stina Blackstenius got 2 goals in that game. There's a big, big, big Arsenal support, as there has been most of the season in the away games. Great to see so many fans back in this team. And let's hope they can cheer us on to a big 3 points tonight. Arsenal just playing it around at the back at the moment. Jem Beattie pops it into midfield. Katarina Cole's ball to Frida Marnham. Actually, Brighton have picked it up, but Arsenal won it back well. And now we can come forward with Frida Marnham. It looks as though she's going to be sitting a little bit deeper now, obviously, with the injury or whatever issue it is to Leah Walty. We're not sure yet. We'll have to find out what's gone on there. If anybody knows what's happened to Leah Walty, please let us know, because she was in the starting lineup originally, and now she's down on the bench. Yeah, it's a long ball forward. They're looking for the run of Stina Blackstenius. The ball's going to fall actually here to Katarina Cole. Lays it off to Jodie Taylor outside the box. Tries to play it into Stina Blackstenius. Just overhit that pass. And it's run through to goalkeeper Megan Walsh. Game played here in Crawley, of course, where the Brighton women generally play their games. Not at a big stadium. Of course, you remember in 2019, wasn't it, when we won the title at Brighton, the Brighton away game at the end of the season. That was, of course, at the Amex Stadium. That 4-0 win that they sealed at the title. Our last title success. About time we won another one, isn't it? Let's hope it's going to be this season still, potentially. But if not, certainly next season we'll have a big chance with some new signings, some players back fit again. Bongo says if Arsenal playing 5 games at the Emirates next season, was hoping for more. Yeah, but you think that's 5 home games in the WSL. There's only 11 home games, so it's nearly half our home games in the league are going to be played at the Emirates, aren't they? Plus, if we qualify for the Champions League, get through to the group stage, we'll then have all the knockout games are going to be at the Emirates as well. So we could end up having 6 or 7 games, couldn't we, potentially at the Emirates next season? You know, we had a lot this season. Don't forget that we've still got a deal, haven't we, at Boreham Wood? We can't just desert the place, unfortunately, yet. So we'll see. Hello says, is next season's match schedule out already? No, it won't be out for a while yet. We'll have to look out for that. You've got the World Cup to come first. Archduke of Austria's in. Good evening. I hope you're okay, guys. We're very well. I hope you're well as well, my friend. Good to see you. Anyway, Arsenal in possession over on the far side with Katie McCabe. Plays the ball back to Frida Marnham. Arsenal haven't really settled yet, but we did have almost had an opportunity there where Jodie Taylor tried to thread the ball through to Stina. Emerson says there Walty was unwell before the warm-up. Oh, was she? Right, okay. Thanks for letting us know that. That's a shame, isn't it? Because she's such an important player. So they've dropped her onto the bench, but she's probably not going to come on then, is she, if she's not well? What a shame. Anyway, Brighton are coming forward over on that far side. It's good football, actually, from Brighton. Their first real attack in front of those Arsenal fans over on that far side. That's a good tackle, though, there by Rafaela Souza. Herman says there, Stina and Frida are on fire of late. Yeah, they are. Yeah, both of them are. Stina's playing really well, isn't she? And Frida's banging in the goals. Brighton coming forward. It's Lee just on the edge of the box. Tries a shot. Oh, that's a great defensive block there by, I can't see who that was actually. Is that Katie McCabe bringing the ball forward? Actually, no, it was Katie McCabe. Yes, great defensive play there from Katie. The ball is now back with goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger. Plays out to Jem Beattie into Frida Marnham in midfield. Out to that far side to Rafaela Souza. Now it's back with Jem Beattie again. Arsenal just looking to settle into this game. Obviously, we've had to change. We've had to change a few things with Leah Walty having to pull out with illness. Emerson says there she's on the bench despite the illness she has. Yeah, I mean, she probably won't come on though, will she? I wouldn't imagine if she's not well. She probably won't come on. So we've had to reorganise very late on in the day, and that's never a good sign, is it? It always makes life a lot more difficult. But I think we just want to settle down into this game. Players just need to settle in their positions. Victoria Plover and Frida Marnham are certainly a lot deeper than you would maybe want them to. Zoe says, hi Richard, I actually love going to Bournemouth. Yeah, I do as well. I think Bournemouth's a great ground, and that is what women's football's about, isn't it? You know, the small stadium, 2,000 or 3,000 fans there. That's what it's always been about, hasn't it? And it's a great atmosphere there. And I do love Bournemouth as well. But if the game's going to grow, as we've seen with, Meadow Park selling out this season so many times, you can't get tickets. It's difficult, isn't it? And if the game's going to grow, you've got to play in bigger stadiums or more often. So it's a tough one, isn't it? I think the Emirates is maybe too big for a full-time venue at this moment in time. After games, we wouldn't get many much crowding, would you? But Meadow Park's maybe becoming too small very quickly. It's a tough one to sort out, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Victoria Plover does well, plays the ball square to Jem Beat is in great form, of course. Rajendra's in the chat there. How are you doing, Rajendra? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are well. And so far, Chelsea are 3-0 up already against Leicester, actually. They did start half an hour earlier. Don't think they've only just started playing. But Chelsea will now be, if they win this game, which look as though they have, they're 1 point behind Man United with a game in hand. And they would be, of course, quite a long way ahead of us. Anyway, also coming forward now. Stina inside the penalty. It's going to be the chance for a goal. Oh, it is a goal. It's 1-0 to Arsenal. Stina Blackstenius, 5 minutes played. What a great goal that is. Cut inside from the far side, inside the area. Cut back and then fired across the goalkeeper into the far corner. That is a great goal. That is a sort of form Stina Blackstenius is in at the moment, and it is. What a goal that was. It was a long ball played forward up that far side. Katie McCabe it was. Played the ball over the top. She's onside over on that far side. A great run from Stina it was. Got clear down there. She's a tight angle. She cut back inside, left the defender on the floor, and then fired it across the goalkeeper into the far post. That is an absolutely brilliant goal. Really is a great goal from a player who's in great form at the moment. What a great goal it is. She left the defender on the floor there. Zoe Morse it was, and then fired into that far corner. What a goal. And it is now. It is indeed 1-0 to the Arsenal, a score that we like very, very much. And what a great start it's been. We was a bit worried, wasn't we, about the starting lineup? Bongo Guna says, yes, Stina. Steve says, good start. Regina says, Watford. No, it's Crawley Town Stadium. Watford Stadium is much, much better than this. Terry says, thank God Stina is rubbish. Well, but a lot of people said she was rubbish, didn't they, earlier in the season? But she's certainly proven everybody wrong. I think she's been magnificent recently. We've always backed her, haven't we? We know how good she is. And we've always been a big supporter of her. And it's good to see she's finally coming good in terms of the goals as well. Is that 17 for the season? She's going to end up with 20 goals. That's not a bad effort, is it, for someone who can't finish, apparently? Anyway, a great goal that was there. Zoe says, I love that I was able to buy every ticket for every game I wanted this season. Yeah, I mean, you're lucky that you have, but there's a couple of games I couldn't get tickets for, including Aston Villa in a couple of weeks' time, which isn't great. Obviously, the Emirates games are easier to get, I suppose. Herman says, Goddess Stina, indeed. Bongo Guna says, always likes it. Yeah, we love her. Andy says, started from Pullover, great goal. Like I said last week, I don't want Man U to win the title. I want Russo. It could be 2-0 now. Stina again inside the area. She's going to finish again. Oh, she has finished again. Stina's got 2 in 2 minutes. She is on fire at this moment in time. Brilliant finish again. A great goal from Arsenal. We have absolutely started this game in incredible form. Stina Blackstenius has got 2 goals. That's the difference a bit of confidence makes, isn't it? In the area there, she actually could have passed. There was a player outside, I'm not sure it was now. There's a mistake at the back from Brighton, gave the ball away. Poor play, actually. Arsenal won it high up the pitch. In fact, it was Stina that won it. Run into the penalty area and then just slotted it into the bottom corner. Wow. That is incredible stuff there from Stina. Look at that. Brilliant finish from her. And it's another goal already. We've only played 7 minutes. Certainly wasn't expecting a start like this to this game. Certainly after the news that we had that obviously Leah Walters had to pull out of the starting lineup. But Stina doesn't care. She's got 2 goals already. She'll fancy her chances of getting a hat-trick. She did score 2 in this fixture last season, as we said, in that 3-0 victory. Wow. Hello says, is it too late to change my prediction tonight? Well, my prediction was 2-0 and it's 2-0 already, so I might have to change mine. Certainly the way it's going. Who knows? And when he says they're both teams to score for 300, well, I don't know if both teams will score now. Certainly, Brighton haven't looked like they're going to score so far, have they? Steve says we might all change our score. Yeah, I think we might do. Yeah, I think you're right. Regina says, could we use Watford Stadium? Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry, yeah. Well, potentially, but why would we use Watford Stadium? I think we've got a stadium at Boreham Wood, which we obviously we pay money to play at, and we've got our own stadium at the Emirates. I don't think we need another stadium, do we? We have to playing either of those two grounds, really. It's just the way it is, isn't it? Terry says, get Stina off. She ain't fit to wear the Arsenal shirt. What a star. Incredible. I'm so pleased for her, actually, that it's come good for her, especially as there's still talk, isn't there, of Alessia Russo potentially coming in the summer. Not that she wouldn't be a great signing, but is she better than Stina? I honestly don't think she is. It should be a great signing to have, obviously boosted the squad and extra options and stuff, but Stina is an incredible player, an incredible goal scorer, and she must be nearly on 20 goals now for the season. The Sheikh AFC says it'd be good to have our ground with an 8 to 10 capacity, similar to most Spanish clubs, normally at their training grounds and under 21s played. Yeah, no, I agree. And I was saying the other week, actually, that, if we could have kept Highbury as a football stadium, the women could have played there, couldn't they? Just even if they reduced the capacity, and we could have played at Highbury anyway. That won't happen now, will it? Terry, Steve says, Terry, your comments had me for seconds. I'll see the sarcasm. Yeah, of course it's sarcasm. Me and Terry have always bigged up Stina all the way through, even when she was getting criticism. And I'll say I'm so pleased for her. Anyway, Arsenal's coming forward again. Brighton are certainly rocked by those 2 goals. We've only played 10 and a half minutes, and it's already Brighton 0, Arsenal 2. 2 goals from Stina Blackstenius. She might be on for a hat-trick. She's in behind Steve. It's going to be a hat-trick. She's round the keeper. Oh, she's got a hat-trick in 10 minutes. Incredible, incredible stuff. Oh, in fact, she hasn't because she's offside. Oh, that is a shame. Oh, it looked like she'd got a hat-trick. A lovely ball over the top. And looked like Stina had gone in again. She took it round the keeper. Was she offside? Oh, it's very tight. I'm not sure if she is. I think the linesman was a little bit quick. I think that the fullback there's playing her onside. A great finish again. It's not going to count. What a shame that is. That would have been the quickest hat-trick of the Arsenal women's team, well, maybe ever, but certainly as long as I can remember. Jot says they're finishing off some work emails so late to the stream. He says, check the stream, and it's 2-0 now. Go on, Stina. Indeed, it's almost 3-0. And he says Stina is a better bully to defenders, but I think Russo is clinically better. I'm not sure if she is. I think, they're both slightly different players, aren't they? It'd be great to have them both, different options. Regina says Boreham Wood is too small. It is at the moment, I agree. It seems to be now, doesn't it, with the way the women's game's grown. I agree. Ruby says Stina is so underrated. People only doubted her because she had a couple of slow goals. Well, I think people started doubting because she missed a few chances in a couple of games. That was all. But strikers do. I'd rather have a striker that's in those positions to miss chances than have a striker who's not even getting there at all. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, she's got 2 goals today. Should have been 3 because she's onside there. She's onside. The fullback's playing her on. You can see by the lines on the pitch. The fullback there is playing her onside. She's been denied a hat-trick. She better get one now because, she's been robbed there. The linesman was far too quick to get his flag up. And she was onside, and that's a shame because that would have been an incredible hat-trick, wouldn't it? 3 very different goals as well. It would have been. Bongo Gouda says, boo, indeed. Emerson says the under-21s play at Boreham Wood, and it's only the under-18s play at Tranquil. Yeah, the under-21s play at Boreham Wood, yeah, that's right. What we might end up doing is, because obviously we've got an agreement with Boreham Wood, haven't we? We pay them money to use the ground. And if the women start playing more and more games at the Emirates, then I think that, the under-18s, the under-16s, the under-21s will all play at Boreham Wood to kind of compensate for that, I would imagine. But anyway, we'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot of changes in the women's game anyway, isn't there, over the next few years now? We know it's growing. And yeah, I think we are outgrowing Boreham Wood, which is a shame because it is a great venue. And Jodie Taylor's in behind. Sure, she'd love a goal tonight as well, wouldn't she? For a second spell at Arsenal. But she played the ball there to Stina. It couldn't quite get under control. Brighton now are trying to get the ball out of their own half. They've struggled to do that for much of this game. What a fast start it's been from Arsenal. Brilliant stuff. And it is 2-0 already. And actually, it should be 3-0 because there was nothing wrong with that third goal. She was onside and it should have been given. But anyway, she's got 2. I'm sure she'll get more opportunities to get another goal as this game wears on. Because let's be honest, Brighton so far haven't offered anything at all. And they look open defensively, don't they? Every time we come forward, we've looked dangerous. And Stina in particular has had an incredible start to this game. Anyway, it's a throw to Brighton over on that far side, midway inside their own half. The ball thrown up the line and Brighton now trying to come forward. That's a poor ball. Victoria Pelova steps in, but that ball forward doesn't find an Arsenal player. It's a Brighton defender plays it forward up that far side, but Hafa El Sousa is going to watch this out for a throw to Arsenal. This new 3 at the back system, I know it wasn't what we would have chosen to have played if everyone was fit, but it's working well, isn't it? We're looking actually really good and solid. Regina says, we need a 30k stadium. I don't think we do for the women, not very often, because most of the games in the WSL aren't going to get anywhere near that, are they? Let's be honest, they're not. I would say 15,000 would probably be a decent amount. Terry says, Arstina has to go. I can't keep watching this rubbish up front just because she makes great runs, scores goals, and is a nightmare to mark and brings other players into the game. It's not enough. No, exactly. It is. It's not enough, is it? You're right. Archduke of Austria says, will you do some watch-alongs for the World Cup games? Yes, I'm hoping to. I know that the kickoffs in the UK are going to be strange times, and some of the games I'll probably be working. It's going to be hard, but I'll definitely try and do as many as I can. Certainly in the latter stages where maybe the games will kick off at a slightly better time. We'll see. I mean, I'll do as much as I can because I'll be watching the World Cup. Regina says, what's your suggestion? Well, I think at the moment all we can really do is what we're doing. Most of the games at Boreham Wood and as many as we can at the Emirates, and that's it. We can't build a new stadium because we haven't got the money to do it. Eventually the women will be playing in the Emirates, won't they? Every game. Eventually, that's what's going to happen, and it probably won't be that long. At this moment in time, I don't think the game's quite at that level yet, is it? There'll be plenty of games that if we played at the Emirates WSL games against teams like Leicester and Brighton and some of these other teams, we're not going to get more than 3,000 or 4,000, 5,000. It's pointless playing at the Emirates, isn't it? Yes, it's more than we can get at Meadow Park, but it's a tough one. But I'm sure eventually we will be at the Emirates. Permanently. Mark says here, when I lived in London, I lived in Morden. I know Morden, yeah, big park. Dream of one day Morden FC. Very good transport options, underground, national railway and buses. Do a Google one day. Yeah, I know, I'll have a look at Morden FC. Yeah, I know where Morden is. Jota says there, shame that Boreham Wood couldn't get promoted this year. I guess they would have had to increase their capacity if they get to League Two. Well, I don't know what they could do to the ground really to expand it because it's not in the sort of easiest place to make bigger, is it? We've got Magnificent Jeff. How you doing, my friend? Not seen you for a while. He says, hey Rich, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Hope you're well as well. So I've not seen you in the chat for a while. Anyway, also coming forward again with Katrina Call. That's nice. Plays the ball square to Victoria Plover, but just ran away from it there. And now Brighton are going to try and launch a counter attack. Coming forward down that far side. This is quite nice football from Brighton, actually. That ball played through there, but lots of Wilburn ways across. A great challenge from her. In fact, the offside flag was up anyway. And it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. S77 official says, let's be patient as an Arsenal fan because most of our players are out there injured. Otherwise, we could have been in a better position. Absolutely right. Yeah, 100%. We would be in a much better position. We're not in a bad position now, are we? We've won a cup. We got to the semi-final of the Champions League. Would we have done much better with a full-strength team? It's difficult to say, isn't it? Obviously we've had a decent season anyway. Kaylee Green's gone down with an injury for Brighton at the moment. So there's a break in play. The players have come over to the touchlines to get a drink and a few tactical words there from the two coaches. Jeff R says, hopefully this season we finish in top three. We need the Champions League for big signings. And absolutely, yeah, we need the Champions League. I think we'll get it now. I think we would have probably got it anyway, but the fact that Man City lost to Liverpool at the weekend has really opened it up for us now, hasn't it? We've got such a big chance to get that, at least get third place now. In an ideal scenario, what happens is Man City have still got to play Man United, haven't they? And I suppose that the best way is if Man City now win that game, we win all our games, and we may even get second place. And if we beat Chelsea, we could even win it if they drop points somewhere else as well. So it's as Jonas said, though, didn't he? Let's just play one game at a time, and that's what we need to do. And if we win them all, obviously, if we win all our games, we're going to finish as high as it's possible for us to finish, isn't it? Whether that's first, second, or third, that's where we'll finish. And a lot of that is going to depend on other teams' results as well around us. Let's face it, we can only win our games. Yes, we've got to play Chelsea, and they're 4-0 up at half time against Leicester, having won 7-0 the other day as well. So that's going to be a tough game, isn't it? But let's win them all, or try to win them all, and go from there. And he says Chelsea have 4 now. I don't like them either, but they're doing what I want for now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want Chelsea to win the league, actually. I don't think the Russo situation is going to matter too much on Man U winning the league or not. I think she's already decided she's coming to Arsenal, personally. Anyway, Daniel Green is now up again. Jeffar says, I've been busy with work, but I really miss your watch. Good to see we've missed you in the chat as well, mate. We've definitely missed you. Good to see you back. Anyway, Merritt's now plays the ball up this near side, looking for Jodie Taylor. And not a good clearance there from Brighton. No Merritt's again. And that's gone out that time for it's Katie Robinson actually doing her defensive duties. She's a player I wouldn't mind Arsenal signing. Katie Robinson, I really do like her. So that is someone I'd like to see us maybe buy in the summer. I think she could do a good job for us on the wing. Very good player, quick. She can deliver a ball. And she's obviously done well for England as well. So she's the one to look out for. Emerson says, question, do you agree with these technical timeouts when either the goalkeeper or player goes down as there's no sign of injuries? No, I actually don't like the technical timeouts. I mean, that's technically what they are. I agree. I don't like them. I really don't like them at all. It's creeps into the game, hasn't it? Since, if you remember when the lockdown was on originally and we were playing in the summer in the Premier League, they had the drinks breaks, didn't they? Water breaks, because it was so hot. And since then, they seem to have crept into the game. Every time a player's injured or goes down, all the players come over and get tactical, like you said, a tactical timeout. And I don't like it, really. I don't think that's what you get in American football. It's not what football is about for me. But anyway, it's obviously not going to change, is it? There's nothing wrong with it, I suppose. You're not breaking any rules of the game, are you? But yeah, I don't like it personally, but each to their own. I'm sure there's people that do like it, and sometimes it can work. If you're under a bit of pressure, you get that little break, you can have a word with your players, move a few things around, and then maybe make a few adjustments, and it can make a difference. I remember the water breaks that Arteta had in the Premier League that time actually worked pretty well, didn't they? We always seem to play better after the water breaks. Maybe you wonder what he sort of said to the players before the game, but anyway. But yeah, I don't like. I'm not a fan. What do you make of them then, Emerson? Are you a fan of them? Do you like the technical timeouts? I must admit I don't, but anyway. Mark says, Malden Park, one day Malden FC, dreams are free. Of course, dreams are free. Brighton trying to come forward there. Frida Marno doing a good defensive job there. Just shuffles the ball back to goalkeeper Zinsberg, who goes long. Jodie Taylor now, who's definitely playing on this near side, the right for Arsenal, right at the front three. Jodie Taylor, very late inclusion in the starting lineup. Steve says there should be time off for too many fake hurt people. No, I agree. There are. I don't think so much in the women's game. I do think women's players, when they go down, they are injured. I do believe that's true. I don't think they're pretending most of the time. They're not. Obviously, we know they do in the men's game. And that's slightly different. That needs to be looked at, time wasting and stuff. So, Jeff says, do you think we should hire another scout? The lady in charge isn't doing well, especially getting big names into the club. No, I think the signings that we've made have been good. I've been really happy with the signings that we've made. You're talking about big names. I mean, we've got a team full of big names, haven't we? Beth Mead, Viv Miedemar, Caitlin Ford. They're all big names, aren't they? And we've just signed Victoria Palova, who's going to be a big name. Stina Blackstenius is a big name. I think we've got a very good team. Russo may well be coming as well. And sometimes big names don't necessarily fit in with what you need. I think Jonas has got players that he wants to sign, and you got to say the players he's brought in since he's been here have pretty much worked out, every single one of them. Well, certainly most of them have. So, it's great stuff. I'm not concerned about our signings particularly. I think we've made some good signings and some good players. That's going to be good for the future as well. I think Katarina Call's a good signing. I'll say Victoria's a great signing. I think we've done well. Obviously, Stina, Rafa, Laura, we bought last January, great signings. So no, I'm happy. Windows that we've put together in recent years. Jota says they're pretty sure Arteta said something about raise the fog in these standards. Herman says, I noticed that the Arsenal injuries came from a forward move. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's so unfortunate, all of them, aren't they, really? Steve says, only Leah, I think, in defence. I could be wrong. What was that to do with? Was that the injuries? Yeah, Leah's only defender. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again. And that's a good ball forward there from Katerina Corey. It got deflected, but it is going to find Noel Moritz on his near side. She just touches it off to Lotta, Wu and Moy into Frida Marnham. Arsenal in complete control of this game. Midway through the first half, Brighton 0, Arsenal 2. Those 2 early goals from Stina. And she should have had a third as well. She did have the ball in the net again. It was harshly ruled out for offside because she wasn't offside. Anyway, Brighton have just won the ball back over on that far side. But Arsenal again are pressing high up the pitch. Terry says, never heard of Rafa until Jonas brought her here. What a talent. Exactly, yeah, this is what I'm saying. They don't need to be big names, do they? What they have to be is the right player for what we need. It's not the name on the back of the shirt that matters, it's what they produce on the pitch, isn't it? That's important. And how they fit in with the team. And I've got no complaints with anybody that Jonas has brought in since he's been at the club. No complaints at all. Brilliant players. I'll say Stina, Laura. Laura Wainwrighter, she played against us, didn't she? In the Champions League last season. But that was pretty much all we'd seen of her. And she turned out to be a great player. Andy says, anything on Patton? Is she going to be sold? I'd hate that. Don't know yet. Not sure. Obviously, she's done pretty well at Villa, hasn't she? So they'll probably want to buy her. Is she going to get in the Arsenal team if she stays? I'm not sure. But the injuries that we've had, obviously, we need a bigger squad. So I personally would keep her. I agree, but let's see what happens. Jeff Otto says here, when is Kim Little, Caitlin Ford expected to be back? Caitlin Ford's on the bench tonight, so she's back now. Kim Little not this season. We won't see her again until next season. None of the injured players, other than Caitlin Ford and Steph Catley, are likely to play again this season, unfortunately, which is a shame, isn't it? Herman says, has Palova scored any goals? Yes, she scored one in, I think it was the FA Cup, wasn't it, against Leeds? I know everyone scored in that game. We won 9-0. She scored in that one, Victoria. I don't think she scored a WSL goal yet. But she's added a lot, hasn't she, to the team, Victoria Palova? And I'm sure goals will come as well in time. She's had to play more of a deeper role anyway in recent games, hasn't she, due to injuries and stuff like that. So we're not maybe seeing her in a best position, if you like, but she's still doing a great job. As Steve says, yeah, Ford on the bench. Yeah, she is tonight, yeah. I'm sure she'll get some minutes later on. Anyway, we've got a throw on this near side in front of the dugouts, which Noel Rich is going to take right on halfway. Arsenal saying complete control of this game. Doesn't look like we're in trouble at all. I was a little bit worried before the game that, it could have been a potential banana skin. I know we're all confident of winning, but anyway, Jeff Ross says here, big name meaning players that have been there and won it, e.g. Diani from PSG. Rumours say that PSG are looking to cash out. Yeah, I'm not saying she's not a great player. She is, and I'm sure she would be a great player for us in a position that we could probably do with some strength in as well. But, you have to look at whether a player would fit in the way that we play. Would they be able to adjust to the WSL? Lots and lots of factors, aren't there? And, if we can get her in, it's going to work. Brilliant. But the name of a player is not that important for me. Katie McKay, what a great run. A great cross. Oh, Steener's hit the bar. Oh, that was a chance for the hat-trick again. Katie McCabe it was with the run down that far side. A brilliant cross. Steiner got there with her head. And Brighton still haven't cleared it. Jodie Taylor's in there, but goalkeeper Megan Walsh now has got there. And Steiner has just hit a crossbar with a header from close range. That was probably the easiest chance of the lot, actually. Great play there from Katie McCabe. She brushed off the defender there, got to the byline, chipped a lovely ball in. And Steiner with an open goal had to score, actually. Wow, that was such an easy chance. And she's headed it against the bottom of the crossbar. Oh, I think she was already celebrating the goal there, Stina, and maybe that was what made her miss. She just took her eye off it just for a fraction of a second, and it's gone up and hit the crossbar. What a shame. Herman says, did she supply good support for the goal scorer? Yeah, of course. Terry says, come on, going to hit that thumbs up button. 61 in the room. We need 30 for 3-0. There's 79 actually in the room now. So if you want to give us a like, please do. Steiner again. Got clear. Steiner again. Is this going to be a hat-trick? Oh, into the side netting. Maybe she should have passed. Steiner is on a one-player mission tonight to win this game for Arsenal. Incredible. Steve said, could it be 4? It could be about 5-6-0 the way we're going at the minute. Steiner is causing them all sorts of problems. She got clear again down this near side. They can't get near her. Absolutely can't get near her. That time she should have maybe pulled it back. She tried to squeeze it in at the near post and it went into the side netting. But Steiner is absolutely having a fantastic first half here. They just can't live with her. Rajan just said, John's Dottier, Graham. Yeah, we're not going to get Graham, are we? John's Dottier, potentially, I don't really like her as some of the things she said. She's a great player, of course. We know that. But we'll see. Anyway, Brighton are coming forward now. Katie Robertson with that cross. A good cross. Header comes in from Brighton, but it's gone wide. It's going to be a goal kick there. Kaylee Green it was with that header. Great play there from Katie Robertson. That's what I mean. She's a great player on that left-hand side. Would be a great option for us. I don't know whether Arsenal have been looking at her, but I certainly wouldn't say no to Katie Robertson. I think she'd be a great signing for us. I think we've needed a more natural left-sided player, haven't we? And she would be perfect in that position. But anyway, let's see what happens in the summer first. It's going to be a big summer for Arsenal. We know that. Jodie Taylor's just been fouled actually there by Poppy Pattinson, and it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. We have played nearly half an hour here at the Broadmead Stadium. It is Brighton nil Arsenal 2. And Arsenal got a free kick midway inside Arsenal's half. Jodie Taylor, unexpected start for her tonight. She wasn't in the original starting lineup, but she now has got a start due to Leah Walty's illness in the warm-up. And she's dropped down to the bench and Jodie Taylor's come in. And Brighton's trying to come forward. And that's a great defensive play from Victoria Pelova, who's doing the more destructive work tonight in that midfield. She hasn't been able to really create anything and get forward, but she's certainly doing a great job there, winning the ball. Played that Leah Walty role, actually, pretty well. So well played, Victoria. Jeffar says there, Richard, do you think we should cash in on Leah Walty? She's 30 years old. I wouldn't mind selling her if we get a top midfielder. Well, we need a replacement, absolutely, because she's so important for us. There's not many players like Leah Walty. I certainly wouldn't want to sell her at all. I think we need to improve the squad and not weaken it by getting rid of one of our best players, personally. But we'll see what happens here. If we can get a really good replacement, it's potentially worth thinking about. But all that wasn't a good ball there from Frida Minor, actually, unusually. It's run all the way through to goalkeeper Megan Walsh. No, I would keep Leah Walty. I would definitely keep her. I think she's a great player. She's got a lot to offer still. She's had a great season. So, no, I wouldn't get rid of her personally. But let's see what happens. A lot to look forward to over the summer, isn't there, with the transfers and that, see what's going to happen. But we need to be in the Champions League first, don't we? That's so important. So what we need to do is make sure that we win as many games as we can. And it looks as though tonight, so far, so good. I do feel we need that third goal because we've had some chances. And, you know, how many times have we seen that happen? And I know this isn't the men's team that have thrown away 2-goal leads, but certainly we've seen it happen plenty of times, haven't we? So what we need to make sure that we are switched on. And let's get that third goal before half-time. Let's get the job done. And then in the second half, we can maybe ease off a little bit, can't we? And just make sure that we just manage the game well. But at this moment in time, a 2-0 lead is always a little bit shaky, isn't it? Because, let's say, a goal back for Brighton and suddenly it could be a totally different game. But they don't look like really getting one there, let's be honest. So Jodie Taylor have a little bit of space to run forward, plays the ball square to Katerina Cornell. She's got Katie McKay over on that far side. Steena's inside the penalty area. She'll be desperate for that hat-trick, won't she, with the way this first half's gone. Ball's played out to that far side. Rafaela Souza plays it back to Frida Minor. Arsenal just had the momentum taken out of that attack a little bit, actually. But anyway, they're coming forward again now. Frida Minor pings it in towards Jodie Taylor, but it was well defended, actually, that time by Guru Bergsvand, the Norwegian. But Arsenal win the ball back again. Victoria Pelova again. She's having a great game in that midfield tonight. Andy says Walty is a top midfielder. She is, yeah. I think she's still got a lot to offer us. I personally do. Jeffar says the Richards need to watch the Brazilian women's team. They've got proper players, especially their midfield. I watched their games. I'm just amazed. Yeah, they had a brilliant game, didn't they, against England recently in that Finalissima. It was a great Brazil team, wasn't it? We saw how good they were. But anyway, you know, let's see what happens. We've got one great Brazilian already, haven't we? Rajendra says Leah Walty is very good. She is indeed very good. We like her. Terry says, come on, Seagulls, hit the like button for Richard and get Stina a hat-trick. Yeah, we need to get her a hat-trick, don't we? Because she deserves a hat-trick anyway. Let's see what happens. Anyway, we're coming forward now. Jodie Taylor. Oh, Stina made a run, actually, but Jodie Taylor's gone the other way, and that wasn't a great ball. Looking for Katie McKay, who's getting forward well in this first half, actually. Frida Minam's in there to win the ball back, but it's run out for a throw to Brighton over on that far side. Jeffar says there, that Champions League semi-final with Kim and Ford, we are through. Yeah, I thought the game was lost in midfield, but we absolutely played well. What a game. Yeah, that was a brilliant game. I agree. I think if Kim had played, I think if Leah Williamson had played, yeah, Caitlin, I think we definitely would have won. Don't think there's much doubt about that. But it is what it is. We can only use the players that we've got. That's it. We can't do anything else, can we? So yeah, disappointing, but we certainly gave it everything, didn't we? And it was a fantastic game of football. And I think that was one of the important things. Poppy Pattinson's now coming forward for Brighton on this near side. She's got Katie Robertson outside her. Katie Robertson, she's got Lotta Wilbermeyer across there for company. Plays the ball back to Poppy Pattinson as a crossing with her left foot, but Manu Zinsberger is going to catch that all day long. Manu in a rather nice, light, sort of luminous green kit, actually, which is quite funky, isn't it? Arsenal, of course, in black tonight. And Brighton in their traditional blue and white stripes, of course, blue shorts and white socks. But no, you're absolutely right, Jeff. That semi-final was brilliant. We were at the Emirates that night. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was an incredible game. Went for every emotion, didn't we? The elation of being in front, the despair of going behind, the joy of that equaliser, and then the ultimate heartbreak at the end when they scored. But nothing but pride for how we played. And I agree with you, as I said, if we had 2 or 3 of our injured players fit, I'm sure we would have won. But not to be this year. But it certainly fills us with hope, doesn't it, for next year and the future going forward? Because we've got the potential, this group of players with some more additions, to be a really, really top side in Europe as well as in England. Terry says that if we had 3 super gens, Arsenal would have won the Champions League final. Well, yeah, obviously, I think 1 super gen's enough, really, isn't it, for the time being? And she was very super in that semi-final, wasn't she? Anyway, Noel Moritz, they have a long ball forward, looking for the run of Stina again in behind, but a good defensive header that time. But Brighton are struggling to get the ball away. But now they've got a little bit of space here. Katie Robinson does well initially, but Jen Beattie covers there. Oh, Manu slips over as Jen Beattie played the ball back. Could have been a shaky moment there, but Manu managed to get back up again in time and got that ball before any real threat came. A bit of a dangerous moment there. Jen had already committed to playing the ball back, and Manu slips over. And it just looked a little bit shaky for a few seconds there. But I say she was back on her feet again, the Arsenal goalkeeper, and was able to get the ball. Jafar says, which position do you reckon we should prioritise with players coming next summer? Well, I think we need midfield. I think we need a striker. I'd like to see another defender come in. The fact that Jen Beattie's had to play so many games this season when wasn't expected to play any, she's obviously at the very end of her career. I think we need another defender. I'd say a defender, a midfielder, and a striker. They had a free position, like one of each of those to start with, and then we need some cover, don't we, in other positions as well. We've seen we've struggled to replace Beth Mead in the team. I think we need someone who can play on that right-hand side. I think we need a naturally left-sided player as well, just to boost the squad a little bit. And yeah, we don't need any more goalkeepers, that's for certain anyway, do we? That's one area that we are covered in pretty much. And, we've obviously Katie McCabe and Steph Catley. We've pretty much got a left back. Laura, she's going to miss next season, Laura, so maybe a right back, because Laura is going to be out pretty much all next season, isn't she, with her ACL injury. So yeah. We've got Lucy Marie says, come on, Arsenal, indeed. Come on, Arsenal. The game's kind of gone a little bit flat, hasn't it? We're still a much better team. We're in total control. But, yeah, those 2 early goals have kind of killed the game off a little bit. But let's see if we can get a few more. We're desperate for Stina to get a hat-trick, aren't we? Zoe says, I'm sure we would have won with all players fit, one of the proudest nights of my life. No, you're right. I 100% agree with you. It was such a proud night. Yeah, I couldn't have been more proud of the team, the fans, everything about it, the club, the way they organised it. It was just brilliant. It was a brilliant night, and it just goes to show, doesn't it, how I said in my vlog before the game that last time we played in the semi-final, there was 1,500 fans at Boreham Wood. This time it was 60,000. Incredible. Anyway, Jodie Taylor now coming forward. That's a good ball out to that far side. Katie McCabe, Stina Blackstenius is in the box. Are we going to get a third goal before half-time? We played 38 and a half minutes, sorry. Cross comes in from halfway. As soon as Stina's in there again, she doesn't get there. It's going to come all the way to Noel Moritz, just inside the area. Puts it back in again. Stina's header. She has got it. Oh, it's Frida Marnham, sorry. Frida Marnham's header. It is 3-0. Stina was in there as well, but it's Frida Marnham gets that goal. She's in great goal-scoring form as well, isn't she? And Frida Marnham headed that into the bottom corner. And we wanted a third goal before half-time, and we've got it. even though she's playing a slightly deeper role in the game tonight. Frida Marnham, she pops up in the box there. Decent cross out from Noel Moritz and an easy header for Frida Marnham into that bottom corner. And it's 3-0 to Arsenal. We are home and hosed, definitely. No problem at all. Lucy says, get up there indeed. Yes, get up there. Terry says, well said, Zoe. I think they made us all proud. They definitely did. No doubt about it. Jeffar says, mathematically, we can still win the league, but to be honest, second is more realistic, especially with United have to play City. No, United don't have to play Chelsea. They've got to play City, not Chelsea. They've only got 2 games left, Man United. One against Man City. I can't really know what it is. It's someone that they'll probably beat. But yeah, we could do with them losing to Man City, really, couldn't we? Which would be good. That'd help us out a little bit, wouldn't it? Steve says maybe 5 or 6 coming. Yeah, maybe. We've been in total control, haven't we? 5 minutes to go until half time. Emerson says, question, have you heard the rumours of Chelsea will be having a clear out to going to Bayern Munich? So, yeah, I've been seeing that. I mean, bearing in mind, they've had their squad together for quite a number of years now, haven't they? The core of it. Maybe it's time for a refresh at Chelsea. They've seen what Arsenal are building. They've seen how Man United have improved. They know Man City are around, and they fell short a bit in Europe again, haven't they, Chelsea, this season? So, yeah, maybe they're going to have a clear out and rebuild. We'll see what happens anyway. Brighton shot from the edge of the box there. That was a shot that came in from Elizabeth Turland, and it's gone far and wide of the goal. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. Brighton 0, Arsenal 3. Total control for Arsenal in this first half, fully deserved. Herman says, I think when players know that they will be traded, cast a negative spell on the player, and in some cases they all feel they're not wanted. Yeah, it can do, yeah. But then you see, there were rumours, wasn't it, in January that Arsenal were looking to offload Stina to Man United to get Russo, and since then Stina's come back stronger, hasn't she? And even better. So sometimes it can have the opposite effect. Anyway, Jodie Taylor now plays that ball up this near side, looking for Noel Moritz. She's not going to quite get there though. Good defending that was there from Brighton, from Poppy Pattinson. It's going to be a throw though to Arsenal. Can we get a 4th goal before half time? Chelsea scored 4 in the first half. Why can't we? We're just as good as them, aren't we? Probably better with all our players fit, as we showed in the cup final, didn't we? That was a brilliant performance. Since then, you can see that something's happened in this team. In the big games, something's really changed. We've got that more belief now. We've shown that since, haven't we? The way that we played against Wolfsburg in those 2 games. Anyway, Jodie Taylor's just won a free kick on the edge of the penalty area on that far side. It's not really a shooting angle because it's too wide, but a good opportunity to get this ball back in the box in the last 3 minutes of this first half. Can we get another goal? That would be good, wouldn't it? It's going to be Frida Marnham and Katie McCabe over this free kick. It's almost like a corner, but it's about 15 yards further in. It's just on the edge of the Brighton penalty on this near side. Stina's in there. Will she get her first half hat-trick? She should have had it already, really. But anyway, Frida Marnham's going to take this free kick. Or is she? Maybe Katie McCabe's going to take it. Maybe Katie McCabe's going to take it short. No, she's not. Frida now runs away inside the penalty. It's going to be Katie McCabe with this ball in towards the far post. Comes in, the header comes in. Oh, it's just wide. Was it Lotta Wilber-Moy on the far post? It was. I don't think she scored this season, Lotta, has she? She normally gets a goal or 2 a season, doesn't she? She hasn't scored yet. So maybe she's due a goal. And that was maybe a good chance for her there, actually, at that far post to head that in. But it went wide. It went out for a goal kick to Brighton. Arsenal picked the ball up again with Katie McCabe. Lovely cross that was from Katie from this near side, whipped with her left foot. And Lotta couldn't quite direct that header on target. Arsenal coming forward again. Stina Blackstenius over on that far side. It's where she scored the first goal, but that time it's just run away from her there. She cut back inside again, but not able to get a goal. She's working so hard, Stina, to try and win the ball back. Incredible work from her. Brighton do manage to get the ball away. Lucy says there, what a player, Lotta. Yeah, she's a fantastic player, isn't she? She had a great season. Anyway, also coming forward again, Katie McCabe plays the ball square to Frida Marnham, scorer of the 3rd goal. Is that her 16th for the season from midfield? Brilliant season she's had, isn't she? Frida Marnham. Who would have thought last season when she struggled a little bit, didn't she, to really settle into the team? She had some good moments, but she struggled a bit at times. Who'd have known that she was going to come on like this? Anyway, Victoria Plover plays the ball this near side. Noel Moritz plays it back to Lotta Wilber-Moy. Arsenal in total control of this game. We wanted a nice, comfortable night, didn't we? And it looks as though we're going to be getting one. It is nearly half time. It is 3-0. Vijendra says Patterson been fouling Jody. Yeah, well, you can't live with it. That's why. That's what defenders do. If a player's causing them too many problems, in the end, they just have to keep fouling them, don't they? Because they can't stop them otherwise. Anyway, Jem Beattie with that ball out the far side. That's a good ball. Nice take there, actually, from Katerina Cole. The ball goes back again, this time to Jem Beattie. Plays it square to Manu Zinsberg. Outside of the area, Manu. Wanting to get involved. She's not had any shots to save in this game. Lots of Ruben Moy pings it into Jodie Taylor, just lays it off to Frida Manu. This is a great move from Arsenal. Victoria Pelova now, a little bit of space, bringing the ball forward. She's got options. Victoria Pelova, she's going to go herself. She's going to try a shot. No, she plays out to this near side to Noel Moritz. Plays it back to Lotta Ruben Moy. Plays it square in field. And now Victoria's in the box. Can she put it back? Stina's in there for a hat-trick. Oh, it doesn't matter because Victoria Pelova scored. The angle was tight. It didn't matter. First, the WSL goal. Stina was in there maybe looking for the hat-trick, but Victoria Pelova has fired it in. It is Brighton 0. It's Arsenal 4. This is incredible. What a good first half this has been from Arsenal. Just some brilliant football. That was a great move all round, actually. Victoria was involved in it earlier on. It was Frida Marlon's ball to Victoria Pelova. I mean, I don't know what the goalie was doing. Trying to anticipate the cross, moved away from the near post, and Victoria thought, thank you very much, I'll just pop it in there. Lovely. And in there, she popped. There's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half, and it has been a first half that Arsenal will remember for a long, long time. It is 4-0. Lucy Reader gives it the hearts indeed. Steve says, unreal. Yeah, what a great first half. A first WSL goal for Victoria. And a well-taken goal it was as well. Lovely move. What a great bit of football that was, actually. I mean, the goal to finish itself was quite simple in the end, but a great move that led to it. And Arsenal have played some brilliant football in this first half, really have. We are totally in control. And now it's just a matter of, do we want to go on in the second half and get a load more goals? Or are we happy with 4 and just sit back and manage the game and save some energy for the rest of the season? I'm not sure. I personally would like us to go for more goals because that's what we want to see, don't we? But it's not us that's got to run around and do it, is it? It's the girls out there. And we don't want to risk any more injuries, do we? But these last few big games of the season. But this has been a real good performance from Arsenal, a real statement to say, you know, we are not out of it yet. We're certainly not out of the top 3 race, and we're certainly not out of the title race either. You know, the quick throw, Stina on this near side. Is she going to get a cross in? She plays the ball back instead to Katie McCabe. She just lays it off to Frida Marnham. And now we go back again. We are now 30 seconds away from the end of this first half. Teresa, I'm so glad I'm at work not having to watch this rubbish like you not have to. Yeah, you're not missing much, Terry. Don't worry about it, mate. You carry on working. Frida Marnham pings this ball. What a great ball that is. Noel Rich is going to be no, not quite. Megan Walsh comes out there for the Brighton goalkeeper. Just gets that ball before Noel Moritz. A lovely ball down there. Emerson says there are more goals to boost their goal. Well, their goal difference is not bad, is it? It's not too bad anyway. But yeah, a few more goals. It is half time. What a performance that was from Arsenal. It is Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. Stina with those 2 early goals. Brilliant finishes they were. She put the ball in the net for a 3rd time inside 10 minutes, but that one was ruled out for offside, even though she wasn't offside. She then hit the bar with a header. Victoria Pelova, Frida Marno made it 3-0 with a header from Noel Moritz's cross. And then just before half time, it was a great finish from Victoria Pelova. Finished off a great move, actually. And that has made it 4-0 at half time. And it could have been a few more, let's be honest. Arsenal, total control, dominant performance, a great first half of football. And Arsenal now are looking to obviously get the 3 points. Andy says 4 more in the second half. Well, 4 more in the second half would be lovely, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. We'd love 4 more in the second half, but let's not be too greedy. You know, the 3 points is what we needed. We've got the 3 points, and now we just need to manage the game, don't we? And that's what we need to do. Terry says, come on, Brighton, win the second half. No, we don't want Brighton to score now, do we? I know you predicted 4-1, but we don't want Brighton to score. I mean, let's face it, we know there's more goals in this. I'm sure Stina's going to want to get a hat-trick. She won't get too many better chances of getting a hat-trick, will she? Because she should have had it already. The linesman stuck his flag up when he shouldn't have done. But Jenna says, but the girls are enjoying themselves scoring these goals. Yeah, they are. They're enjoying themselves. But, you know, it is about game management as well, isn't it? We are down to the bare bones in the squad. You know, we've got 2 academy players on the bench again. And it just goes to show, doesn't it, how thin the squad is. We can't afford any more injuries now. Certainly not to key players. I'd like to see Caitlin get some minutes in the second half. Now the pressure's off. Let her have a run around, maybe get herself a goal, because she was in great form, wasn't she, before the injury? So it'd be nice to see her back on the pitch again. So I think I'd like to see her come on in the second half. So I think that's what we want to see, don't we, in the second half. We want to see Stina get a hat-trick. We want to see Caitlin Ford come on. And, yeah, maybe another couple of goals as well. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Andy says there, and this scoreline works in our favour against Man City in terms of goal difference. We go Thursday. Yeah, our goal difference better than theirs already. So, yeah, the more we get, the better. Obviously, I agree. But, you know, let's wait till we win the game. Robert says, hi, Rich and everyone. How you doing, Robert? How are you, mate? I know you wasn't well in hospital, was you? Are you better now? Are you feeling better? Hope you are, mate. Good to see you. And we've got Fatadeh says, come on, you Gunners. Indeed, come on, you Gunners. Let's get some more goals. Let's really win this game and show what we're all about and show Chelsea that, you know, we're coming to get them. We are coming to get them again. Yeah, so what a good first half anyway. We enjoyed that, didn't we? 4-0. What more could you want from a game of football other than great wins that we're getting? I can see we've got 19 likes. That's not enough, is it? Come on, we need to get to 30, don't we? Come on, guys. If you haven't liked it, give us a like. It is free, and it actually really, really does help the channel. You know, it's been said, and I don't know exactly because I don't follow the statistics enough, but actually likes are more important than subscribers, really. So obviously subscribe as well if you haven't done so. But yeah, give us a like because it does help. It means that the channel gets picked up more through the algorithm in YouTube and whatnot. So yeah, please give us a like if you're enjoying it. Even if you're not enjoying it, give us a like anyway. Doesn't matter. It's free. Who cares? Robert says, I still got COVID, so extremely weak, but fighting like a true. Well, we wouldn't expect anything less, mate. We would not expect anything less from you. And good to see that you're fighting back. And I'm sure you'll be back to your old self again very soon. And it's good to see you back with us as well, watching the show again, which is good. So yes, it is a good first half. That wasn't it? A really good first half. What I say? What more could you want? Really, 4 goals, some great football, and what's not to enjoy? What is not to enjoy? And that's been the case, really, hasn't it? For the season, in a way, there's been lots to enjoy in the season, hasn't there? We've got a trophy in the cabinet, and we're now in a massive favourites, aren't we, to get that top 3 position now, and who knows, maybe more. Who knows? We'll have to see. But we do need other teams to drop some points as well, don't we? That game against Chelsea in a couple of weeks' time is going to be good, is it? Well, 10 days, isn't it? The Chelsea game, 10 days, isn't it? Yeah. So that's going to be good, isn't it? Regina says that it's game management as Brighton can't get near us when we are scoring. It's not like the men's game where the opposition will be looking to foul players because they're upset. No, I mean, I'm not necessarily talking about them fouling us to get injuries. All of our injuries that we've had, the serious ones, have not even been from fouls, have they? They've just been literally falling awkwardly, landing and stuff like that. So it's just been sensible, isn't it now? It's managing the game. And I don't think Brighton will kick us. I'm sure they won't. That's not really what they'll do. But we just have to manage the players, don't we? And make sure that, you know, everybody finishes this game healthy and fit, ready for next week against Everton and beyond, of course. But yeah, what a great first half that was. It's you know, it's perfect, really, wasn't it? I mean, Stina has just been absolutely magnificent. She's just been a battering ram up there. Really, really good. Took her goals really well. Yeah, I think she got a little bit anxious after that to try and get a hat trick. She hit the bar. She maybe hit a shot in the side net when she should have squared it and stuff like that. But brilliant stuff. We've got Kanisha with a chat in. Good afternoon to you all. The host of today's live show. Yeah, good afternoon. Well, it's evening here, but yeah, good afternoon to you where you are. Good to see you again. Andy says, get well soon, Robert. Indeed, yeah, get well soon. And Terry says, get well soon, Rob. Hang in there. And as the song says, things can only get better. Indeed, of course, and they are getting better. And, you know, Robert's going to be fine, I'm sure. I say firing again on all cylinders very soon. But what a great first half from Stead. Just done a second goal there. A very clever goal there. She used a defender like as almost a block, so the goalkeeper couldn't see it. And then just put it in the corner, which was great. Great finish. Kanisha says there, greetings to each and everyone tuning in from all over the world. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, good to see. We get people from all over the world on this show actually watching. It's great. And everybody's welcome. And yeah, good to see all the countries represented throughout the world here. That's what we like to see. Bongo going says, I missed the third and fourth. Oh, did you? Oh, they were good goals. Freedom Mines was a header. It was a cross from Noel Moritz on the near side. And she just headed into the corner, and then Victoria Plum got the fourth goal. A lovely move it was. Victoria ran through, and the goalkeeper anticipated a cross and moved away from the near post, and Victoria thought, you know what, I'm just going to pop that in there, and she did, and it made it 4-0. And yeah, it has been quite easy this for Arsenal. It really has. And let's hope the second half more of the same. I'm not anticipating we're going to score loads more goals in the second half. I don't think we will. I think what'll end up happening is I think that we'll ease off a little bit. We'll still have chances because we've got great players, and Brighton aren't particularly good. Their defending has been terrible. Well, I say their defending has been terrible. I think some of that's been to do with the fact how well we've played, how well we've moved the ball, and I do think that's why. Bongo Guna says, "Yeah, nice, great first half." It was a very good first half. Stina is in great form as well. We just wanted to get a hat trick now, don't we? Our first hat trick for Arsenal. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And she's already pretty much got player of the match, I think, already. I say good to see so many Arsenal fans there as well, enjoying the game and enjoying that performance, I'm sure. Robert says, we know darn well we'd be top of the league and even win the Champions League if we'd not been so unfortunate of injuries, but proud of the women's team. Yeah, I mean, we said that earlier on, Rob. We said that, you know, even if we'd had two of those players fit for the Wolfsburg game, I think we'd have won. I really do. Yeah, the injuries have just... It's been incredible, really, hasn't it? How many injuries we've had to so many key players in the same season. Just incredible bad luck for them and for us as a club and a team. So, yeah, it makes you wonder where the season might have gone. But then you say that, you know, you look at how well we've done this season. You know, we've got to the semi-final of Champions League, which is a big achievement. We've won the Continental Cup. And we look as though we're definitely going to finish in the top three now, or very good chance. Potentially even more. So it's been a great season anyway, hasn't it? You know, and even with all the players last season that we you know, Beth had a great season last year, Viv had a great season last year, they played all the way through, and you know, we didn't win a trophy, did we? So, you know, yes, you could say it could be it could have been a lot better with them fit. We'll never know, but to be honest with you, you know, it's been a great season anyway. And maybe in the circumstances, we've been able to enjoy it a little bit more because of how much more heart and desire we've seen from this team with all the players missing. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but there you go. Ben says there, Stina and Frida. Yes, exactly. Yeah, brilliant again. Rob says there, Richard, I was hoping you both got into Newcastle ground, but I'm sure you had a great time out there. Yeah, we couldn't get in, unfortunately. What happened was, I mean, we went outside the away end. Well, we was outside the pub for a while. We was outside the ground, and then we went up to the away end, and you know, there were a few people knocking around. There was a few people looking for tickets. Obviously, as kickoff was getting closer and closer, there was a few more people turning up wanting tickets. There was another couple actually, and they got offered 2 tickets, but the guy wanted 55 quid each for them, and they're £30 tickets. I thought that was a bit cheeky, so we turned them down because I wasn't paying £55 each for a £30 ticket. So in the end, they went and got them, and they went in. Fair enough. And then just before kickoff, there was a guy that had been hanging around, and he had a few tickets, and in the end he had 1 spare, and that was all. So you know, we couldn't just really take one. So we just said no. And just after the kickoff, we thought, you know what, we'll just pop over to the pub and watched it in there. It was good anyway. It was a good day. I enjoyed it. It was a good game. Yeah, it would have been nice to have been in the stadium, of course. We would have loved to have been in there as well. But, you know, it was a good day anyway. We won the game. That's the more important thing. I definitely would have swapped not being in the ground for us to have won rather than paying for tickets, getting in the ground and us not winning. So it was a right result in the end. That's the most important thing, isn't it? But, yeah, it was good. Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't get in, but that's life. And I wasn't going to pay well over the odds for a ticket. You know, say we could have got 1 ticket at face value just before a kick-off. So just a shame there wasn't another one. But anyway, Steve says, Rich, being here in Xhaka might leave and rise to Arsenal 120 million, I reckon. Not more than 70 million, your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I don't want Xhaka to leave. I think he's been brilliant this season. I thought he was brilliant last season. So I think he's a real leader of this group of players. And I don't think we can afford to sell him, actually. And I'm not saying Declan Rice isn't a great player. He's a great player, and he'd be a great addition to the squad. I don't see why it has to be one or the other. I don't know why we can't keep Granit Xhaka and get Declan Rice. I think 120 million, I agree, is far too much. But, you know, what you got to remember is he's a young player. He's English. All these things add up, don't they? Adds to the value of the player. But I'd like to get Declan Rice. I would. But, yeah, 120 million, no, I agree. It's too expensive. But you think, you know, we could probably buy 2 or 3 decent squad players for that, and that's what we need. We need more squad players, don't we? It'd be pointless us spending all our budget on one player because we're still going to have the same issues as this season where the squad isn't deep enough, and we don't have enough quality on the bench to be able to come on in games. We've seen you with the Rob Holding situation and whatever. So yeah, I'd like to see us spend 120 million on 2 or 3 players personally, rather than just one. As good as Declan is, he's not. I don't think he's worth that money. I agree. Robert says, yeah, Rich, your life would not have been worth it if you went in. Well, it was more Paula was going to go in. I was going to have to get to the pub on my own. But no, you're right. He wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have done that anyway. I mean, she actually, funny enough, she did offer, actually. She did say to me that you take a ticket, I'll sit in the pub and watch the game. But no, I couldn't do that. That's not fair. We're either going to go in together or not at all. And that was the way it was. And we went to the pub and watched it, and it was great. Bongo Luna says, yeah, it shouldn't cost 100. Hope we get a good deal on him. The problem is, mate, it's English players, young English players. Unfortunately, that's the rate you have to pay if you want them. The problem is, if we don't pay it, someone else will. One of our rivals will, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Man City, somebody will. Guarantee it, somebody will pay the money for him. But I personally think we'd be better off spending it elsewhere on more than one player, personally. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Bongo Gomez says, Richard, you're planning to come to Switzerland for the World Cup. That's the Euros, isn't it, in Switzerland in 2025? We are thinking about it, actually. We were thinking about that, and when it was announced it was in Switzerland, actually, we did sort of say, oh yeah, that'd be quite nice, because obviously Switzerland's a lovely country. We've always wanted to go, so we could maybe kill 2 birds with one stone, go to Switzerland for the football and visit the country as well. Yeah, it's certainly on the cards. Robert says Xhaka is needed to stay. He is like that of a new player in his attacking role. I know, but she's a great woman. Yeah, she is a fantastic woman, and I'm very lucky. But yeah, no, I want Xhaka to stay. I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't swap him for anyone. No, definitely not. He's still got a lot to offer us, I think. He's shown that. So no, I definitely wouldn't get rid of Xhaka. I think he's too important. Bongo Goni says, what's Saka worth? Price is just going bonkers. Well, Saka isn't worth anything because he's not for sale, and no one's going to buy him. So he's not. Zero is what he's worth, because that's how much. There's no money that could prize him away from us. He hasn't signed his new contract yet, has he? So that's a worry. But as soon as he does, I'm pretty sure that he's, no, he's not for sale, and that's the end of it, and it's not worth thinking about it. And we're also making some substitutions at half time. I said, rest some players. That was a good, sensible thing there. Bongo says, oh, yeah, sorry, the Euros. So, Rich, when you visit, let me know. Are you in Switzerland, are you, mate? Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, if we get to go out there, I'll definitely give you a shout. It is the Euros, yeah, 2025. Anyway, Gio is coming on. And it's Rafaela's going off. So, a slight change of formation, maybe. I think we're going to drop back to 4 at the back. And we're going to give Gio a run out for this second half. Sensible decision. I like that. Resting Rafaela. She's going to be so important in his final few games. This game's won. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. Bongo goes, it should be finalised soon, was just an example. Hopefully it will be finalised soon, the contract. Bongo says, you live near Lucerne? Oh, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. They've made 2 subs, Brighton as well. Sari and Bance have gone off, and Leah Stevanovic have gone off, and Sari and Bance have come on. Sari, of course, was that player. She played for Birmingham last year. She scored in that game that we lost 2-0, which cost us the league, didn't it? In the end, it was her that scored one of them goals, wasn't it? Robert says, when we look at the women's position in the table, you have to realise we are still above some of the best with full team. No, you're right. Of course we are. And anyway, we'll keep going. Anyway, it's going to be Brighton to kick off this second half. Arsenal now attacking the goal to our left. It is, of course, Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. Can we add some more goals in the second half, or are we going to be quite happy to sit back and just see the game through? I'd like to see a goal or 2, of course we would. It's going to be Brighton, I say, to get us off and underway. And we're off in the second half here at Bournemouth Stadium. It is Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. What a great first half that was. 2 goals from Stina, 1 from Frida, and 1 from Victoria Palova. And Arsenal want to throw straight away on this near side. Terry says, isn't it Jack, as old woman wants to move back to Germany? She doesn't like London. I think she has a point. Well, no, she definitely has a point. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. I'd like him to stay, obviously, but let's see. Andy says, I love Gio. She's like the female Martinelli. Well, she's got the potential to be the female Martinelli. I agree. She's got a bit of work to do yet. She's not there, is she? But she's certainly got a lot of potential. And I do like the look of her. And I think she's going to be a great player. Oh, almost a poor kick out there from Megan Walsh, actually, the Brighton goalkeeper. And Lady let us in there, but the ball's gone back again to the Brighton goalkeeper. Stina's closed it down, but she managed to get the ball out to this near side. And Brighton now get the ball long up this line towards Katie Robinson, but Katie McCabe's in, and Arsenal run the ball back. In fact, it's a free kick anyway. We could have played an advantage there. We had the ball, but the referee's given a free kick against Katie Robinson, who's not really had much of the ball in this game. I was bigging her up before saying we should side her. I'm not saying just based on this performance we shouldn't, but obviously playing for Arsenal, she'll see a lot more of the ball, won't she, than she does playing for Brighton in a game like this. She's not really she's not been in this game at all, but she's a great player, and I would like to see Arsenal sign her, definitely. Anyway, that free kick goes square to Lotta Woobenmoy, plays it forward to Gio, gets her first touch, plays it back. It's a ball up the line. This is good play. Jodie Taylor's in it. Oh, no, sorry, it's Victoria Plover. Plays it across the box, looking for, nearly an own goal. Oh, good save, actually, from Megan Walsh there with her legs. It was almost an own goal. The defender there at full stretch for that cross from Victoria Plover over on that far side. Great move again from Arsenal, looking to get another goal. Katarina Cole was coming in on that far post. The defender stretched it. It was going in. It was on target, actually. The goalkeeper had to save it with her legs. Couldn't pick it up, obviously. Frightened. It might have been a back pass, although it wasn't really a back pass. Actually, she's at full stretch anyway. It was a good save. It's going to be a corner, though, to Arsenal. A lively start to this second half. And Arsenal have got a corner, which Frida Mine's going to take on this near side. Going to swing it in with her right foot. It's not a great corner, actually, to near post. Cleared away by Brighton, but they don't really clear it away the second time. Katarina Cole wins a header and then plays the ball up this near side again to Frida Minor, who's still out there and taking a corner. Cuts back inside, looking to try and get a cross in, but she forced it back to Katie McCabe. Gets it back in. Now the cross comes in towards the end of the 6-yard box. Header comes in, but it's headed wide there from Stina Blackstenia. Still looking for that hat-trick, of course. Stina, as we know. If we want to see some more goals, we are going to have to get the likes up, I'm afraid. It's the way it goes. We do have to get the likes up. We need at least 30, really. I don't think we're even on 20 yet, are we? I'm not sure, because hang on 2 seconds. Let's have a look. What are we on? What are we on for likes? Where are we? Oh, we're on 24. We just need 6 more. Let's get 6 more, and then Steen will get a hat-trick, and then that'll be great, won't it? So that'll be good. So just 6 more likes. If you haven't liked it yet, please give us a like, and then that'll be great. Anyway, Arsenal now back in possession again. Katie McCabe does well. Just plays the ball out to that far side to Noel Moritz, gives it back to Lotta Rubin. Well, Arsenal now have more of a back 4. We've just changed shape, obviously, with Rafaela going off. Let's hope that's not an injury. Let's hope it was just to give her a bit of a rest, or slightly tactical, with the game pretty much won. Anyway, let's see. Jodie Taylor now, a little bit of space there, but the ball just ran away from actually. But Stina steps in, and Stina's done well. It's a lovely ball through to Gio. Is this going to be Gio's first goal? Oh, she's put it wide. Oh, big chance there for Gio to get her first Arsenal goal. In fact, she was offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. A lovely move, though. That was Stina that time playing assist there. Was she offside? Yeah, I think she was that time. That one was probably the right decision. The one against Stina wasn't, but that one probably was. Kanisha says there, why didn't they play like this against Wolfsburg in the return? Well, because Brighton aren't as good as Wolfsburg. That's why. That's the problem, isn't it? You know, you can only sometimes play as well as the opposition allow you to play. And Arsenal are so much better than Brighton, and obviously Wolfsburg are a very good team, and that's the difference, isn't it? But wouldn't that have been good beating Wolfsburg 4-0? Wow, we would have loved that, wouldn't we? Bongo going says 6 likes equals 1 goal. Yeah, it probably does. That's probably about the ratio, isn't it? That we're looking at. So you're probably right. So we were playing great v Wolfsburg. We were, and we're coming forward again now. Gio again. Stina's in looking for that hat trick. Gio's done well. Oh, good defending actually in the end, but Gio's won it back. Can Gio get the crossing over on that far side? No, she can't get it. It was really good defending actually. There over on that far side. I think that was by Emma Kohlberg, who got sent off, of course, at Meadow Park in the first game of the season. We won that game 4-0 as well, didn't we? Anyway, Arsenal are looking hungry for more goals at the start of the second half. We wasn't sure if we would be, but we certainly look as though we are. But that was good defending there by Emma Kohlberg. And in the end, Arsenal won another corner. Another opportunity to get the ball in the box and maybe get this 5th goal. Could be a big win tonight for Arsenal. It's already been a fantastic performance. We played 50 minutes and Arsenal are in complete control. And I say, looking hungry for more goals. And Jonas has mentioned that before, hasn't he? How hungry this team look. We don't like just to settle for 1 or 2 goals, do we? We'll keep coming forward looking for more. And we certainly look as though we're doing this in this second half. A corner over on that far side. Katie McCabe chips it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away. Only as fast. Katarina Call on the volley. Oh, it was on target. Hit a defender. I think that was going in. I don't think the goalkeeper would have got there. A great hit that was there from Katarina Call, but the defender there managed to get in the way. And Brighton now on a counter-attack, but that ball's come to nothing. Frida Marnham steps in. What a great game she's had tonight as well, Frida Marnham. You have to say, she just won the ball back again in midfield. In fact, she hasn't, but she almost did. And that ball played forward again. Losses in there with the header. And now Katarina Call almost got herself her first goal. Funny because Victoria Pelova and Katarina Call both scored their first Arsenal goal in a game against Leeds. Are they both going to get their first WSL goal in this game against Brighton as well? Because Victoria Call scored just before half time. And she almost got a goal herself there, Katarina Call. Lovely bit of play there. And Arsenal coming forward again. That's a great ball played over on that far side. And Gio again plays it into Stina inside the penalty area. Good defending that time, though, from Brighton. And it's gone out for a throw. But Arsenal causing Brighton all sorts of problems. Gio's making a big impact in this second half. You have to say, she's getting in behind that Brighton defence over on that far side, causing them some problems. And she's looking very, very dangerous. The ball's over with Stina over on that far side. Plays it back to Lotta Wubben-Moy. Goes square to Katie McCabe. Plays it forward in to to Katarina Call. Turns away and plays out to the far side. This is good play from Arsenal. Good football. Noel Ritz plays out that far side. That's a good ball again to Gio. Looks up. Can she get the cross in? She does get the cross in. It's going to come to Stina. No, it isn't. It's headed behind by a Brighton defender there. It is going to be a corner. It was Libby Bantz, a substitute there, headed that behind a young Brighton player. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. We've started this second half as we played most of the first half on the front foot, looking to score goals. Jem Beattie's in there and Stina's in there as well. But Gio's had a very good start to this second half. You have to say she's caused them a lot of problems, Brighton over on that far side, playing on that right-hand side. Playing a Beth Mead role and playing it very well so far in the second half. And it's a corner to Arsenal. This is going to be Frida Marnham. So it's going to be an outswinger this time. Swings out towards... Oh, in fact, it's a very poor corner. Goes on straight onto the roof of the net. And it's going to be... In fact, it was Katie McCabe with that corner, sorry. Very poor delivery. Unusual for Katie, isn't it? Because her set pieces are normally spot on. That one went straight out for a goal kick. But yeah, Gio has been the star performer in the second half so far for Arsenal. She's only been on the pitch for 8 minutes and she's already had such an impact. That's what you want from your substitutes, don't you? You want your subs to come on and really impact the game. And Gio has certainly done that. Yes, it's an easy game to come in when you're 4-0 up, I suppose. It's easier to come into a game like this, isn't it, than when you're losing and you're chasing the game and you've got a bit more pressure on you. But she's had a brilliant impact and that's great to see, isn't it? It's what you want to see from your young substitutes. Anyway, the ball's now back with Manu Zinsberger, who's been largely a spectator for most of this game. She's not had much to do, has she? She's not had, I don't think she's had a shot to save yet. That's how this game's pretty much panned out, hasn't it? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now on that far side again. Noel Moritz plays it infield to Victoria Pelova, goes square and back to Jem Beattie, and she pings it forward to Frida Marnham, tries to turn away from 2 players, loses the ball, but Katarina calls in to win it again. Now Katie McCabe and Frida just exchange passes. Robert says there, Gio playing a blinder great. So yeah, she's having a great start to this game, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of her in the rest of this second half, I'm sure. Manu Zinsberger then plays the ball out to that far side to Noel Moritz. And Arsenal looking still in complete control of this game, and Brighton aren't threatening at all. Oh, a bit Jodie Taylor almost ran into a little bit of trouble there, but managed to get out of it, and Jem Beattie completes the clearance. So he says, I love hearing your robin. So, you know, can you hear the robin, can you? It's just outside the window. We get some nice birds here, actually. We really do. It's a lovely place to live, I've got to be honest. And yeah, the birds are singing. I think they're singing because they're pleased with how Arsenal are playing. I think that's why. I didn't know if you could hear that. It is quite loud, I must be honest. It's just next to the window. Anyway, that's a long ball forward there. Stina's running in behind again. She's going to keep this ball in over on that far side. running again at that Brighton defence. She's won another corner for Arsenal. What's that? 3 or 4 corners ready to start this second half. And Stina will be quite happy with that because it means she can get herself in the box and hopefully get herself that hat-trick goal. I would let her get a hat-trick and then take her off and give her a rest and maybe bring on Fordy for the last half an hour. If she's fit for half an hour, we don't know yet, do we? Anyway, it's going to be another corner to Arsenal. Lotta's in there now as well. Which is it? Super. Sorry, it is Super Gembiti. Yeah, we have to always say Super Gembiti when we say Gembiti. So yeah, you're right. Anyway, it's a corner out for Arsenal. We've got plenty of players in the box, and Super Gembiti is one of them. But the corner goes short this time. Comes to the edge of the box to Jodie Tay. She's going to try a shot. She does try a shot. It's deflected. It falls to. It's hooked in there by Victoria Palova, but straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And yeah. That attack comes to nothing. Bongo Guna says there she deserves that. She does. She's been brilliant tonight. Again, probably the 10th game in a row she's been our best player, I think, personally. There you go. Robert says, thank guys for the get well wishes, by the way, so appreciated. Darn COVID is annoying as Spurs. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. No, you're welcome, mate. It's good that you're getting back on your feet again. That's what you want to see. Ball's now back with Manu Zinsberger, and that's with Super Gembiti. Plays it forward into midfield to Frida Minor and gets it back again, Super Gembiti. And a nice little turn as well away. That was pretty clever. Finds Katie McCabe, who goes all the way back to Manu Zinsberger. Arsenal doing what we wanted them to do in the second half. We're managing the game well. We're passing the ball around. Oh, Katie McCabe just nutmegged a Brighton player, but the pass forward wasn't great, actually. But the nutmeg was nice. And now Brighton coming forward. There's a bit of a space, actually, in there for Katie Robinson to put a cross in. She does. But Manu Zinsberger's there. Comfortable catch for her. One of the rare things she's actually had to do from a defensive perspective tonight. It's been so comfortable for Arsenal in this game, which is nice. Finally able to relax a bit for a game. Obviously, Friday was quite tense against Leicester, wasn't it? They were a stubborn team to break through. Obviously, the Monday game against Wolfsburg was very tense and stressful, wasn't it? So obviously the Wolfsburg game the week before was, we haven't had a comfortable game, have we, for quite a long time. The Man United game the week before that. So it's nice to have a nice relaxing evening, isn't it, where we can just sit back and enjoy the football without having to be too stressed about, are we going to score, are we going to win? The job's been done a long time ago here tonight at the Broadmead Stadium. It is Brighton 0, Arsenal 4, all them goals in that first half. And it's still more than half an hour to play, so we've got plenty of time to get more goals. And I'm sure we will add at least 1 or 2 more in this second half. We've had a couple of chances already. Brighton just really playing for pride. And, they're certainly a little bit more solid and organised in this second half. But still Arsenal coming forward against lovely ball. Steena's through again. 1-on-1. Is this going to be a hat-trick inside the penalty area? Steena for the hat-trick. Oh, good save from Megan Walsh. Oh, is Steena going to get it? Is it going to happen for her? That's what she's so good at. Those runs there. Absolutely brilliant. The ball played through there by Victoria Palova, it was. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Took it past the defender first. She tried to get it across the keeper. Maybe taking a little bit too wide. Bongo Guna says, do you have your podcast on a player on YouTube? No, it's on Spotify. It's on a lot of audio podcasts as well. The watchalongs aren't. I don't see the point of putting the watchalongs on there, but certainly all the other shows are. And if people want to listen to them, you can on Spotify over and over and over again on Spotify. Yeah, so check that out as well. If you want to listen to some of the old shows, they're all on there. Certainly the last couple of years worth of shows are on there, which is good. And he says that nutmeg was great. It was cool, yeah. It's just that the pass afterwards wasn't very cool, was it? So, if you're going to do a nutmeg, you've got to follow it up with a good ball, haven't you? Afterwards, always a little bit pointless, isn't it? But it was nice. Anyway, Kate McKay's going to take this throw now. On this near side, it was her nutmeg, of course, that we were just talking about there. Jodie Taylor trying to get in on the act. I'm sure she'd love a goal, wouldn't she, Jodie, tonight? Bongo going to say, oh, great, I will check it if it's on the ones I use. It's on quite a few different ones. I think it's on Google ones. It's on a few. So, yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you search. It's definitely on Spotify anyway. But, yeah, it's on a few of the podcasts. I maybe might start putting the watchalongs on as well, but I just don't think people will listen back to them later because the game's finished, hasn't it? But anyway, Gembiti now, Super Gembiti with the ball up this near side. It's now with Katarina Call, who's done well, actually. That's a nice turn. Give herself a little bit of space, plays the ball into midfield to Katie McCabe, and then plays it back again to Super Gembiti. and she just plays it back to goalkeeper Manu Zinsberg. Arsenal just in such control of this game. It's nice, but it's almost embarrassing how easy this has been. Anyway, lots of Wood more that ball over the top again, looking for the run of Stina, but that's going to run out of play. But Stina is a threat every single time that she gets on the ball. Just incredible performance, Mo, yet again. And we're just desperate to get that hat trick now, aren't we? Because those opportunities don't come around very often, do they? When you know, she's got 2 goals in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes in the start of this game, and you've got plenty of time to get another one, and you almost expect to get it, don't you? You know, Frida Minor now, she's going to get this ball, not quite, just ran away from her there. And Brighton now looking to come forward themselves for what would surely only be a consolation goal should they get one, which I know would make Terry smile because he predicted 4-1, but none of us want it, do we? And he said, we need more goals. Well, we not so much need more goals. We'd like more goals because, you know, scoring goals is fun, isn't it? It's what we want to see. Anyway, there's an injury now to Katie McCabe, who's gone down just following a challenge on her a few moments ago. A full-blooded challenge, actually, from Katie Robertson, it was. And it's left her in a bit of a heap on the floor. Katie McCabe, I'm sure she's going to be okay. The Arsenal captain, of course, looked like she might have got winded actually when in that collision. Manu Zinsberger just helping her back to her feet again. It will take more than that to get Katie McCabe out of the game, won't it? She's a tough cookie, as we know, and yeah, she's actually created the most chances in this game with 4, which is good, isn't it? And Frida Minor second with 2. And I just had a caption before. Stina Blackstenius has had 6 shots on goal in this game, and no one else has had more than 1. It shows how what a threat she's been. Yes, she's had 6 shots and scored 2 goals, and some people will criticise that, I'm sure, but I certainly won't. Andy says Cooley's playing really well. They're having a good game. They're all playing well tonight, aren't they? It's an easy game in a way, isn't it? Because we're not really putting them up. We haven't been putting them much pressure. We've had a lot of time on the ball. Everyone's had a chance to shine, haven't they? But no, Katrina Cool's done well, yeah. She's a good player. She just lacks a little bit of experience at times, I think, you know, but that's going to come as she plays more. And she's going to get a lot more minutes between now and the end of the season as well, isn't she, with injuries that we've got, you know. So she's getting some game time now. Anyway, Brighton coming forward now. Katie Robinson plays the ball out this near side, and suddenly Brighton have got an opportunity to get across into the box to the near post. Good header from Super Gembiti. Oh, a bit of a poor defensive play. Oh, Manu's had to make a save. First save of the game. Down to her left-hand side, pushed it away. It hasn't gone out of play, actually. Brighton is still coming forward. A bit of a poor defensive play that was from Arsenal there. I'm not sure whether that was Katie McCabe, actually, maybe. Brighton had their first real opportunity. They've got another opportunity now, but Super Gembiti is across the block that. Was it Elizabeth Turland may well have been with that shot. A good save from Zinsberger down to her left-hand side. Yes, it was a reasonably comfortable save, you've got to say. But it's a save she had to make. She's definitely going to want to keep a clean sheet, isn't she? Because that's what goalkeepers live by. So she definitely will be pleased with that. Bongo Guna says, what do you make of Hurtig? She's not played enough, quite honestly. She's not convinced me yet, but she hasn't played enough football, so it's difficult to judge her too much. I don't want to... Manu Zinsberg's make another save there. Comfortable save, that one, straight out from the edge of the box. Yeah, I don't think Hurtig's played enough minutes yet, actually. She's been injured. She hasn't really settled in. Then she got an injury, and she seems to have been injured. Oh, that was a poor throw, actually. We've gifted the ball to Brighton. Is this going to be a goal? We've got a bit sloppy in the last couple of minutes, actually. Knocking the ball around at the back and a bit sloppy passing, and we gave the ball away. Almost gifted Brighton a goal. We've almost gifted them a couple of chances now. We just need to sort of just refocus again. But now Hurtig, I think she needs a bit more time to settle in. That's all I'm saying. She needs to play more games. She needs to stay fit and get more minutes on the pitch. And then we can maybe judge her next season. I think it's too early this season. She's not played enough. So, yeah, it was Katie McCabe, actually, with that poor defensive clearance. And a good save from Manu there. First real save of the game. But that's what you want your goalie to do, don't you? Robert says, look at Katie, how she wins the ball, lays it spot on and immediately looks for that space, spreading the midfield to gain control. Love her class. But she's brilliant, Katie McCabe. Of course she is. Andy says, Hurtig needs more time, game time, just like Stina. She will be the Hurtig we saw. And I hope so. I hope she's going to be good. Anyway, we're coming forward again now. Frida Marnham on the run. The ball's going to fall to Gio over on that far side. To Jodie Taylor, sorry. Tried to play it into Stina, but Brighton have got a little bit tighter on Stina in the second half, actually, but she still caused a lot of problems. and Brighton trying to come forward there, but Katie McKay's going to pick that ball up, finds Katerina Cole. Surely she's fouled there, ref. And Chelsea are 6-0 up. In fact, they're going to win 6-0 because it's in stoppage time. It was Kankovic with their latest goal there. Terry says, I think that's the first time I've heard you mention the Zins in this game. So, well, yeah, she had nothing to do, has she? That's why. Absolutely nothing to do. But she just made a good save there anyway. So that's what you want your goalie to do. When they've been quiet, they need to stay focused and switched on, as she did. Made a good save. And that's why she's such a great goalkeeper. We've got some space now, Gia, over on that far side. She's not been quite involved in the last 5-10 minutes as she was at the start of the second half. But Arsenal got a throw over on the far side, which Noel Moritz has won and has taken. Played it back to Lotta, Wu and Moy into midfield to Frida Marnham out to that far side to Noel Moritz. Arsenal looking comfortable, not really looking as though we're that bothered if we get any more goals. I'm sure Stina is. The rest of the team don't look particularly fussed. We're coming forward now. Jodie Taylor going to try and get in. There's a mistake at the back. Jodie Taylor's got clear. Katerina Cole's made a great run in the middle. If she can find her, she has found us. Surely Katerina Cole's going to score. Oh, that's a great save, actually. The finish lacked a little bit of conviction, it has to be said, from Katerina Cole. That's the sort of chance that Stina you would have wanted to fall to, wouldn't you? She lacks a little bit of conviction. A great play from Jodie Taylor. There's a mistake at the back, and she was straight onto it there. A bit of indecision defensively from Brighton. And Katerina Cole made a great run, and she was free in space there. She had a bit more time. She tried to put it in that far corner. She should have maybe put her foot through it. I say a little bit of inexperience again there from Katerina Cole. That is a sort of ball, though, you would want Stina to be on the end of, and I'm sure Stina gets a hat-trick there if she's on the end of that. But a good save from Megan Wall. She's made 2 good saves now in the second half, to be fair to her. And she generally does well against us, doesn't she, in the past? I know we tend to score goals against Brighton, but we can always score a lot more. And she tends to always produce a good performance. And she's made a couple of good saves now in the second half to prevent us adding more goals to our tally for this game. Gio does well again in midfield, plays it back to Super Gem Beatty, goes out wide to a lot of Wilden. Clearance is blocked, actually, but she's got plenty of time to tidy it up, and now Gio can come away with a ball. That's a good ball forward as well to Jodie Taylor. It's a decent game, Jodie, tonight. Wasn't expecting to start this game, I'm sure. She wasn't in the original starting lineup, but she's come in at the last minute, and she's done well, Jodie. She's almost set up a goal there for Katerina Cole. She's worked hard up front. I personally think she's going to go off quite soon, and I think Caitlin Ford will come on for the last 15, 20 minutes. Brighton are going to make a couple of subs now. It looks as though Danielle Carter's coming on. Our former player, of course, great player she was for us. Danielle Carter, obviously reaching the end of her career. Katie Robinson just have a shot there for Brighton that's gone wide. Taliso says there, I need a Gio goal. It'd be nice to get a Gio goal. I quite like a Stina hat-trick goal, but we'll see what happens. Any goal at the minute would be nice for the second half, wouldn't it? It looks as though Brighton are going to make the next change, sorry. It looks like, I say, Danielle Carter's card. I didn't see who the other sub was, actually, that was coming on. But Danielle Carter's definitely one of them. I expect to see her very, very soon. Well, that was a poor ball forward there from Frida Marnham, actually. It's gone out for a throw to Brighton on this near side. It is Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. All those goals in the first half. 2 from Stina in the first 8 minutes. Then we had to wait a while before Frida made it 3-0. And then right before half-time, Victoria Palova got her first WSL goal to make it 4-0. And the second half's been not quite as good from Arsenal, but the game's won, isn't it? So we don't need to get too stressed, do we? John says there, do you know which is our game in hand? Is it the Chelsea one or another? It's Everton next week, next Wednesday. Obviously, this one tonight and Everton next week. And then the last 2 games are Chelsea and Aston Villa, which is when everyone else is playing the last 2 weekends. So it is the Everton away next Wednesday, which I'm sure is going to be another difficult game. Stina now coming forward, looking hungry still, but that ball played through was just cut out there. Now Brighton can come forward themselves. They played a bit better in the second half. Zoe says, I love Dan Carter. Such a shame. Yeah, it was a shame. She's a great player. She's still a great player now, but I think her best days are clearly behind her. We know that. But yeah, she was a great player for Arsenal. And of course, that cup final winning goal against Chelsea is always one that we remember very fondly as well, isn't it? Any winning goal against Chelsea in the cup final is always remembered, isn't it? And that one in particular at Wembley, of course. Beating Chelsea in the FA Cup final. 2016, I think that was a long time ago. It doesn't seem that long ago, does it? But it was. But yeah, we're going to see a little bit of Danielle Carter again very, very shortly. There's 20 minutes to play here at the Broadfield Stadium. It is Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. And a very comfortable Arsenal win. It's looking that way anyway. Brighton coming forward again. They obviously pose a bit more of a threat in the second half. Arsenal have been a little bit less intense, shall we say, with the game won. And Brighton looking to try to get a goal now, but Arsenal win the ball there in midfield. Victoria Plover, and now Gio again is having a run. She's got Stina and Jodie Taylor on this near side. Stina now on that far side, plays it back in towards Gio again. Oh, Gio couldn't quite get there. And the ball's rolled through to goalkeeper Megan Walsh. And Gio's gone down with a little bit of an injury, actually, a hamstring. Oh, I hope that's not actually a hamstring injury, because that's not looking good. She had to stretch there for that pass. And it's not looking good for Gio. She's only played this second half. And she's been playing well, actually. It'd be a shame if she got an injury now. Stina's ball there. She just had to stretch a little bit. And then the defender came across. And I think she just maybe overstretched a little bit there, Gio. Has just pulled her hamstring, it looks like, a right hamstring. And that would be a real blow for her. She's having to get some treatment now on the pitch. And this would be a real blow for Arsenal. With all the injuries that we've had, you know, Gio looked as though she was going to get some opportunities to play some more minutes. She certainly had a good impact in this game. But her night may well be over. Anyway, the players are coming for this technical timeout that we talked about before, getting a drink. And Jonas is there giving some tactical information to the players. I'm not sure whether or not we're thinking about a substitution yet, but we may have to make one. Gio may not be able to carry on. Hello says, wait, who's down? It's actually Gio, unfortunately. It looks as though Caitlin Ford is coming on. She's stripped ready to come on. She's just getting she's got a little bib on at the minute while she's just going through the final bit of her warm-up. I think she was going to probably come on anyway, but maybe she's definitely coming on now, because it looks as though Gio isn't going to be able to play. Loki's in the chat. Doing Loki, my friend, good to see you. He says, evening all, thumbs up. It's free and it's good. It helps the channel. So how many are we on now? Because last time I looked, I think it was on 24. We wanted to get to 30, didn't we? Have we managed to get to 30 yet? Because if we have, then that's good. That's what we need, isn't it? We need 30. 30 is a good number, isn't it? We're on 31. Well, let's try and get to 35 then, or 40, or 100. Whatever, I don't know. Just let's get as high as we can. Anyway, thank you to everyone for giving it a like. It is appreciated. And I hope that you do actually enjoy the show as well. You know, I don't care. Well, no, I do care if you do or not. What I mean, if you like it anyway, give us a like anyway. But obviously, I want you to enjoy the show, because that's what it's about, isn't it? And it's always entertaining. I hope so. I always enjoy doing the shows. I always enjoy you. Anyway, Gio's having to go off, unfortunately. But, you know, every cloud has a silver lining, they say. And Gio going off with an injury has given Caitlin Ford the opportunity to get back on the pitch again for, 18, 19 minutes that remain at this game. And let's hope Gio's injury isn't that bad, because she was having a good impact in this game. But she's walking off. She's not being stretched off or anything like that, or carried off. She's walking off. But I think it's a slight tight hamstring. It's probably safe to get her off without risking it getting any worse. You know, Brighton coming forward again now, actually down this near side. Katie Robertson pulls the ball back. Oh, Brighton going to get a goal. No, they're not, because it's a great block from Lotta Wooben-Moy. It was Livy Bantz there with the effort, getting forward there. And it was a shot on target, but Lotta Wooben-Moy was across with a great block, actually. Deflected it over the crossbar. And that has prevented Brighton from getting a goal back, because I think that may well be going in. It came off Lotta's knee. Great defending, actually, there. It was a good effort from Bantz there for Brighton, but a good block from Lotta. Great defending from her. Obviously, the defenders and the goalkeeper want a clean sheet, don't they, when it comes to this situation? And that's obviously what they're doing now. But Arsenal clear that corner away and are looking to Stina there. Makes a great run up the pitch there. She's been on her game tonight, hasn't she? Absolutely fantastic. They're just saying in the last 10 minutes, Brighton have had 5 shots to Arsenal's 1. Completely irrelevant, of course, because Arsenal are 4-0 up. And obviously, we've eased off in the second half. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But yeah, anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now. I still think we'll get another goal or two. I'm convinced that we will. But anyway, let's see. Maybe it'll be Caitlin Ford that'll get a goal, and her return to the side following her injury. Herman says, damn injuries indeed. Herman says there's something has to be done. Well, that one there was she just overstretched, and I think she just slightly pulled her hamstring. And I think they've taken her off for just a precaution, maybe. So it's not worth making it worse, is it, with the injuries that we've already got? And this game's already won, so it's not like it's massively important now, is it? We've got the 3 points in the bag, so not worth taking the risk, really. And I'm sure it's not that bad an injury. So she walks off fine. So anyway, Super Gem Beatty there does well. Wasn't a great ball though, and Brighton coming forward again. Arsenal got a bit sloppy, has to be said, the longer the second half's gone on. We'll forgive them because we are 4-0 up and we played so well in that first half. And it's always difficult, isn't it? When you've got the game won at half time, how do you approach the second half? You know, you're not going to be with the same intensity. Oh, of course you're not, because you're 4-0 up. And then Brighton, of course, have got pride to play for. You know, I'm sure they got a roasting off their manager at half time as well. And you've got to take that into account as well. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a slower second half, let's be honest. But the 3 points was all we wanted. The 3 points was what we needed, and we've got them. So that's the main thing, isn't it? And let's just hope we can keep this clean sheet as well, which will be nice. Super Gem Beatty there wins a throw for Arsenal. Not very happy that she didn't have a lot of movement ahead of her to deal with that ball. She was under pressure. Brighton are making those substitutions. Danielle Carter is coming on. In fact, they're making 2 substitutions as well. Maisie Simons is coming on as well for Brighton. And it is the captain, Zigiotti's going off. And Danielle Carter's coming on, and Maisie Simons is coming on as well. And Katie Robertson's going off as well. And good to see Danielle Carter actually coming on for Brighton. Good to see her still playing. I say all those injuries we mentioned before that she had when she was at Arsenal, unfortunately. In fact, they've brought off Berg's fan as well, and brought on Vizali, Brianna Vizali as well. So they made 3 substitutions there, Brighton, in these last 15 minutes or so that remain. Also coming forward again, Noel Moritz over on that far side, tried to get the ball in towards the box, but it's deflected. It comes back to her, and she goes back to Lotta Woburn-Moy, plays the ball forward into midfield to Victoria Plover. That's back with Super Gem Beatty. She was going to pass it to Lotta Woburn-Moy, but Carter put her under pressure there, so she goes back instead to Manu Zinsberger. Terry says there, come on, chat, 6 more likes needed. If not for the girls, do it for Richard. No, do it for the girls. But yeah, do it for me as well. But no, do it for the girls, definitely, because they deserve it. I don't. They're the ones who's out there running around, working hard, playing some great football, scoring all the goals. They're the ones who deserve it. And Super Gem Beatty deserves it as well. Anyway, Caitlin Full now, first time she's really been on the ball. And that's a nice ball forward as well. Katerina Cole lost one over the top over on that far side. Noel Moritz getting forward again. So a good game. Noel Moritz once again for Arsenal. Stina Blackstenius gives it back to Noel Moritz. Now it's with Victoria Plover, plays it square 2. Frida Minor. She's going to try a shot from the edge of the box. She does, but it's gone just wide. We know she. I saw it was Victoria Cole actually. That was an effort there, just past the post. But good play again from Arsenal. We've played some great football at times in this game. We really have. I say not quite as intense in the second half, but you know, when you're 4-0 up, you can afford to take your foot off the gas. Now, Arsenal play Everton next Wednesday. It looks like it's an early kickoff actually. What time is the kickoff? Because is it 6 o'clock or something stupid? Anyway, hopefully I'll be finished work in time, but I should be. I'll be. I normally work from home on a Wednesday, so should be fine. It should be fine. Jeffar says there, Richard, I think we need to sell Lena Hurtig. I've watched her play, but she's not really good enough. We need an upgrade. Yeah, but no, I mean, what we've seen of her so far, I would tend to agree, but she's been injured a lot, and we've not really seen exactly what she can do yet. If you think last season, we mentioned Frida Marnham. I'm not saying we should have sold Frida Marnham, but she wasn't fantastic last season, was she? We've given her time, and now this season she's been brilliant. And maybe Lena can do the same. Maybe next season Lena can really push on, be fit, and really prove how good she is. So let's not be too hasty. She's not played enough games yet, has she? I would keep her. Jeff R says that Everton's going to be a tough game. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I think they're all tough games, really, aren't they? They're tough until you go 2-0 up and 3-0 up. Every game is. Brighton coming forward again, deflected shot, just wide. It's going to be a corner to Brighton. It was a substitute there, actually. Sari, wasn't it, who played well for Birmingham against us last season? She cut inside there. The shot was deflected. Was it Lotta Wilbermoy again? Another good bit of defending actually from Lotta. I really do hope she goes to the World Cup, because she's such a good player. She's had such a good season. Anyway, this corner comes in from Brighton. It's over hit actually, and Arsenal should be able to get this away, and we can get it away. Now we maybe can launch a counter attack. Not quite a good defending actually from Brighton. They've defended better in the second half, and I think obviously that combined with the fact that we maybe haven't quite had the same intensity has meant we haven't added any further goals. But anyway, that's a poor ball actually from Brighton, given straight away to Caitlin Ford inside the centre circle. Caitlin Ford might fancy a run here. She finds Frida Minor, goes past the challenge. She's got Stina inside the box. Is this going to be the moment for Stina? It's got across the box. Oh, she should have shot. She tried to square it across the box there. I'm not sure it was coming at the far post. Not sure it was, but maybe should have gone for goal then, Stina. Will she get a better chance for a hat-trick? Probably not. Again, that was really good football from Arsenal, and we've won the ball back over on that far side. Katarina Call again, who has had a good game. You have to say she's played well tonight. I don't know whether that was a shot from Steen or whether it was a pass. She was in there, and maybe she should have gone for goal. Instead, no, it was a shot. It was a good save, actually. It was Jodie Taylor coming in at the far post. It was actually a good save from the goalkeeper. I think that may well have been going in that bottom corner. So, no, it was a good save, actually. Unlucky, Stina. She did try a shot. She didn't look like she was trying to pass it in that far corner. Another good save from Megan Walsh, actually. She's done well in this second half. And Stina's probably wondering, is she ever going to get a chance for a hat-trick again? She may well do. Jeffar says Juventus fans say that they were desperate to cash in on her. She was too injury prone. Well, I mean, injury prone is a problem, isn't it? But if she can stay fit, then hopefully we might see the best of her, because I think she is a good player. It's just not quite worked, has it, for her so far? But let's see. Jeffar says it is Viv current contract's ending this season or next. It was this season with an option for one more, wasn't it? And obviously because she's injured, she's not going to leave now, is she? Because she won't be able to, will she? And that cross comes in from Brighton. A shot from the edge of the box there. It's just gone wide. And it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. I'd say Brighton have posed much more of a threat in the second half, which is a combination of them playing a bit better and obviously Arsenal dropping off. Terry says Stina won't score unless we get 3 more likes. Yeah, come on then. He's right. 3 more likes. And then Stina will get a hat-trick, and then we can finish the night on a real high, can't we? Which is what we want. So there you go. Anyway, the ball's now back with Manu Zinsberger. Plays it out to that far side to Lotta Wilbermoy. And she plays it back to Manu Zinsberger. Now it's out with Super Gem Beatty. Gives it back to Manu Zinsberger again. We have got 7 minutes to play plus stoppage time. There'll be a bit of stoppage time. There's been 1 or 2 injury hold-ups in the second half. So there's probably, we'll probably won't be far as 10 minutes left. So Stina's still got time to get that hat-trick. But don't forget, we need those 3 extra likes. And now we're coming forward now. This is a good play. Stina now in possession. She won't score yet, though, because they haven't got the likes. So she's waiting. So she passes it instead to Frida Marnham. That's a good ball. That's near side. Caitlin falling inside the box. Can she get a cross in? She can't, but she's won a corner again for Arsenal. I think Caitlin's just a little bit, she hasn't played for a few weeks. You can see she's not quite 100% on her game yet, is she? She needs time. And this has been good tonight to get her those minutes in. And hopefully it will mean she's going to do. But actually, Taya Goldie's coming on. Taya Goldie is coming on for Arsenal. Stina's going off, so she won't be getting a hat-trick. What a shame. What they're taking her off. She's had such a good game as well. She's about to win player of the match, I would imagine. She was brilliant in that first half in particular. She got her 2 goals. Stina is now going off. What a performance from her. And she is going off. And Taya Goldie's coming on, the young defender. Good to see her back fit again. She's had some injury problems of her own. And she's now going out for this corner. Wouldn't it be great if she scored with her first touch? Young Taya Goldie, another of the Arsenal Academy players coming through into the first team. And she's on for these last 5 or 6 minutes. Frida Minor now going to take this corner on this near side and in swinger with her right foot. Instead, she plays it short to Katie McCabe. Gives it back to Frida Minor. Better angle. This for the cross comes in towards the other 6-yard box. Header comes in from Super Gem Beatty, but it's cleared away by Brighton. Maybe lacks a little bit of power, that header, but the ball's in the box. A shot comes in from the edge of the box from Victoria Palova, looking for more goals, but not this time. Jeffar says, who has been our player of the season? I struggle to go for Stina or mine. And Herman says Stina was great. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think Stina's had a great season. Player of the season is quite difficult, isn't it? Because we've had so many injuries. You know, Rafaela's had a great season. Stina's had a great season. Anyway, Super Gembiti's now gone down injured at the other end of the pitch. She was coming up to attack that corner. Did get a header in, and now she's gone down injured. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. You know, she's struggled in recent games, hasn't she, with cramp and whatever. Not played enough football, of course, this season, really. But she's coming when she's been needed and done a fantastic job. And you've got to give her credit to that, haven't you? Brilliant stuff. Bonga Guna says Mead was flying before he did. She was, yeah, on the high from the Euros. She had a great start to the season, didn't she? Jeff says, how I wish I could watch Taya play. I just love her. Yeah, she's a great player, Taya. Good to see her in the team now on the pitch. And Jem Beattie's now back up on her feet again. I'm sure she's going to be okay. And yeah, she's just having a little drink, and I'm sure she'll be fine to come back on again for these final few minutes. She's going to get another full game, Jem Beattie. Who would have thought that, you know, earlier in the season that Jem Beattie would be playing such a key role this season at their business end? No one thought she would have been, but we couldn't have anticipated these injuries, could we? Anyway, Jem Beattie's actually had the most touches in this game. 105 touches of the ball she's had, Jem Beattie. Super Jem Beattie, sorry. 105 touches. Wow, incredible. So, yeah. But a lot of them have been simple passes, haven't they, around at the back, which is what we needed to do. Terry says 40 as well, but Super Jen nicks it. Well, of course, we'd expect Super Jen to be your player of the season, Terry. Of course we would. And she deserves it just for that goal against Wolfsburg, really, doesn't she? She deserves player of the season just for that, because it was a brilliant moment, wasn't it? Fantastic. Andy says, who's your player of the match tonight? Well, it has to be Stina, doesn't it, quite honestly? That first half was almost faultless from her. Yeah, she didn't have as much impact in the second half because we haven't maybe attacked as much. But yeah, I'd give it to Stina personally. A lot of options tonight, though, isn't it? It's good that we've had so many players have been on their game. So many good top performances from Arsenal tonight. So yeah, that's been great. But I would give it to Stina personally. I just think, you know, her 2 early goals really set the tone. And they were great goals as well, wasn't they? And we're also coming forward again looking for another goal, but Danielle Carter originally lost out, won the ball back, and now Brighton are coming forward over on that far side. That ball played forward there, but Super Jen Beattie's there to cover, puts it out for a throw to Brighton. Back on again, recovered from that injury. And Arsenal making another substitution now in these last few minutes. And Katarina Call's coming off. She had a good game tonight, actually. It's going to be another Freya Goldie coming on. Freya Godfrey, coming on. Anna says, why did they take Gio off so early? She got injured. She looked like she pulled her hamstring a little bit. So, yeah, she went off, which, you know, obviously not good news, but I think it was just more of a precaution, really, because she just overstretched a little bit to try and get on the end of the ball. And yeah, it looked like a hamstring. And Danielle Carter now inside the box over on that far side. Good tackle, though, from Noel Moritz. And Arsenal scrambled that away. Jeff Oz says, how many points behind United are we now? Is it 5? Potentially, I'm not 100% sure now. We'll look at later in a minute, actually. I think it might be 5. We've got a game in hand, of course. Frida now coming forward over on that far side. And Arsenal now in possession again. Frida inside the box. Couldn't quite get on the end of that ball. And it's cleared away again, but not very far. Noel Moritz now plays it square to Victoria Plovers. So Victoria Plovers had a good game as well, actually. Jota says 6, I think, with a game. Is it 6? Is it with a game in there? I thought is it not 5? Maybe it's 6. I'll delete that. I can't in a minute anyway. We are into the last minute now. Caitlin Fall's got cleared down this near side, coming inside the box. Oh, surely she was fouled there, but the referee says no, and it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Jeff R says, cool as you like. Indeed, yes, cool as you like. Terry says, come on, 2 more likes. There's chat. There's 56 in the room. Well, yeah, it's a bit less now, but yeah. Just come on, 2. Is it 2 more? We need? Just give us 2 more. Jota says, oh, it's 5 behind Chelsea. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, it was Chelsea I was thinking of. Yeah, we are 5 behind Chelsea. Yeah, and we've got to play Chelsea as well, haven't we? So we need to beat them and hope they drop some points somewhere else. And then if Man City beat Man United, who knows? It might be on. Anyway, there's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time, which we've just come into now. So the second half's been a little bit of a more difficult watch, shall we say, but we don't really mind, do we? We're so far ahead in this game that we don't really mind a nice, easy second half, a nice, comfortable second half, where we haven't had to overly exert ourselves too much. We have played some good football, created 1 or 2 chances. Robert says, player of the match. They haven't announced it yet, but it's got to be Stina, surely. It's got to be Stina. She'd be robbed of it if it isn't. I thought she was robbed of it in one of the recent games as well. I thought she was brilliant. Was it the Wolfsburg game? Hello says, we need Man United to lose their games if we want to win it. Yeah, well, we certainly need them to lose at least one and maybe draw one. We've got to win all ours, haven't we? Let's be honest. Jeff R says, Richard, your prediction is making me gas. Well, you know, we've got to stay optimistic, haven't we? Anyway, here's a throw to Brighton over on that far side. We've played a minute now of stoppage time, 3 more to play. And Arsenal won this game. It was pretty much won before half-time, wasn't it, with them 4 great first-half goals. Second half, I say, been a little bit more of a difficult watch, but I say we don't mind. It's all about winning the games, getting those 3 points and keeping the pressure on. We're back in the top 3 tonight with this victory. And we've still got a game in hand on Man City as well. So, you know, we could even afford to lose to Chelsea and still finish in the top 3 if we win the other 2. But we don't want to lose to Chelsea, of course. We want to beat them, don't we? And deny them the title. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, Brighton trying to come forward. But again, Arsenal have defended well. Lotta Ruben-Moy has done really well. She's had a great game again, Lotta Ruben-Moy. Well, I just said that. She gives the ball away and Brighton can come forward again. But Lotta's back in position now. Danielle Carter plays it in. Oh, is that a penalty? The referee says no. The Brighton player went down. In fact, it was an offside anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered in any case. Terry says, come on, 1 like needed for a Brighton. We don't want a Brighton goal. We need 2 likes to stop a Brighton goal. That's what we need. Jeff says, Nikita Parrish is doing well at United. Yeah, she is. She's doing well at United. And it frustrated me a little bit that she didn't quite manage to do it at Arsenal because she's a great player. We know she's a great player. It's a shame it never really worked out for her, but that's football sometimes, isn't it? Some players just don't work at certain clubs and they're brilliant everywhere else they go. It's just the way it is, isn't it? But now fair play to Nikita. She's done well. And I say she's a very good player. And she may well feature in the World Cup, of course, as well in the summer. We shall see. Herman says, how many matches are there for the ladies? We've got 3 more left. We've got Everton away, Chelsea away, and Aston Villa at home. Just 3 left. And we're probably going to have to win them all we'll have to win them all if we want to win the league and hope other results go our way. And I certainly feel we need to win 2 of them to get top 4. So let's see. Jeff says, do you reckon Caitlin Ford will be available against Chelsea? Yeah, I think so. Against Chelsea, she will. I think she'll play. She may even start against Everton. She's come on tonight. She's had about 20 minutes. She's done okay. In fact, they've given Victoria Pelova player of the match. She's had a good game, Victoria Pelova. She did get a great goal. But come on, what's Stina got to do to get player of the match, honestly? What has she got to do to get... She ran them ragged in that first half. They could live with her. How has she not got player of the match? Ridiculous decision. But anyway, we don't care. We've given her our player of the match. That's all that matters. It's more important than what they give her on the telly, isn't it? Anyway, Frida Marnham now. That's a good ball out to that far side. The cross is going to come in. It's a decent cross towards the end of the 6-yard box. It's going to fall to Katie McCabe. Oh, she couldn't quite get the shot away. Good defending, actually, from Brighton at full stretch. Arsenal may well look for another goal. We've played the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Frida Marnham's cross again towards the far post. Header comes in. Oh, another good save. The rebound's put into the side netting. Was that Lotta Ruben-Moy's header? What a great save that was. Megan Walsh has made 3 good saves in this second half. In fact, there goes the full-time whistle. It has finished here at the Bulford Stadium. It is Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. All the goals came in a quite magnificent first half. Stina Blackstenius got 2 in the first 7 minutes to put us in control. Stina there, the goal disallowed and hit the crossbar. Then the other 2 goals came later in the half. The third one was a Frida Marnham header from Noel Moritz's cross, and then Victoria Pelova from Frida Marnham's assist made it 4-0. Very, very comfortable. The second half wasn't quite as as intense as or exciting, but it didn't matter. We got the job done. We had one or two other chances. Stina had a couple saved. There was a good save there right at the end, actually. In fact, I think it was a header from the young substitute Godfrey at the end that produced that save, actually. But anyway, there we go. Hello says there, has player of the match been asked? Yeah, player of the match, Victoria Palova was given it. I don't know. I'm not saying she didn't deserve it, but to me, it had to be Stina, really. But anyway, there you go. Jota says, come on, you Gunners. Hello says, player of the match been asked? Yeah, it has, yeah. Bongo Guna says, good win. It was a very good win. Jeffar says, come on, you Gunners. Robert says, have we got any interesting transfers for the women's team? And will Viv sign again? She only signed 1 year contract and injured. Yeah, because she's injured, I think she'll sign again. Yeah, I think she'll sign up for another year, definitely. Stina looks slightly disappointed not to have got a hat-trick, actually. But I'm sure she won't be bothered. She got 2 great goals and a great performance. And yeah, we're 6 points behind Man U with a game in hand. But bearing in mind, they've got to play Man City. So if they were to lose to Man City, we beat Chelsea, then we win our game in hand against Everton. We'll be level on points with Man U. Yeah, we've got 8 goals to make up. So we could have done with a few more goals today, maybe. But then if they lose to Man City by 3 or 4, we beat Everton by 3 or 4, that maybe sorts it out, doesn't it? So let's be, optimistic. Laura says Arsenal indeed. Andy says Palova was my choice of player of the match and good night. No, I mean she played well. She did, but I just thought Stina had those 2 early goals was what set us up for that victory. And she was a threat throughout, wasn't she? But no, Victoria had a great game. And thank you for watching, Andy, as well. Cheers, my friend. We'll see you very soon, I'm sure. No, I do think Stina will. Viv will stay. Terry says, "Not Andy, see you soon." Robert says, "Fair play to Brighton. We have to give them credit. 4 down and played as in the second." Yeah, they gave it a go in a second. I think our intensity dropped. They obviously would have had a roasting at half time from the manager, quite rightly so, because they got absolutely ripped to pieces. But we just managed the game well, and that's what you've got to do, haven't you? You don't need to win 12-0 or 8-0, do you? Yes, our goal difference could prove crucial in the end. It could do. But the important thing was winning the game. We won the game, clean sheet, played well, scored lots of goals, created lots of chances. Everyone's got to be happy with that. A great performance. And we move on now. There's no game this weekend for the women, of course, because it's FA Cup final, as I'm sure you're aware. But we do play Everton next Wednesday, so that'll be the next game. We look forward to that. Of course, the men are playing on Sunday against Brighton again. So that'll be good. So we'll be obviously here for that game as well on Sunday afternoon. That's 4:30 kickoff. And don't forget, of course, Friday evening, we're back with the Arsenal Women's Weekly, the usual show. We will have Yona, just because Jonas in the picture. We'll have Andreas. Hopefully, we'll have Matt. And hopefully as well, we will have Amar as well, looking back on the last couple of weeks. Because, of course, last Friday, we couldn't do a show, could we? Because Arsenal were playing. So we've got the Wolfsburg game to look back on, the Leicester game to look back on, this game to look back on, and of course Everton to look forward to. So busy show on Friday. But we are back in the top 3. We've got a game in hand on Man City as well. We're level on points to them, but we're ahead on goal difference with 5 points behind Chelsea and 6 behind Man United with a game in hand. We have to beat Chelsea. Hope they slip up in one of their other 2 games, and hope Man City beat Man United, and then we can swing that goal difference. I think we may well end up coming second again, and it may well end up being 2 points. Last year it was 1. Be frustrating, wouldn't it? But anyway, let's just win all our games and let's see where it takes us. That's all we can do, really, isn't it? Magnificent Jeff says 1 Chelsea, 2 United, 3 Arsenal. That's my final prediction. I actually think it might be 1 Chelsea, 2 Arsenal, 3 United, but we'll see. Jota says, sure, Andreas can pull some strings and get Jonas for you, Rich, given his status. Well, no, I'm sure he can. We'll have to see if we can get Jonas on the show. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Jeff says, have a great evening. Return yourself, my friend. We will see you very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in. A great performance that was from Arsenal, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff. And a great win to get back into that top 3. And hopefully that's where we'll stay. Potentially even a bit higher, who knows? But I think with everything that's gone on this season, with the injuries, it's important that we finish in that top 3 now. If we can't win the league, we know the reasons why, and we can accept that. But we have to get in that top 3. We showed our Champions League campaign this season from beating Lyon 5-1 in the first game, all the way through to that semi-final. You know, we have to be in the Champions League next season. We can really compete. So, yeah, that's the most important thing now. And anything more than that is going to be a bonus now, isn't it? I do think that's what it is. Ben's in the chat, he says, great watch along. Loved it, folks. No, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hopefully, you join us for the next one. The next watch along we're doing will be Sunday for the men's game against Brighton, and then next Wednesday, of course, the women again against Everton. Terry says, what a great job the girls have done considering all the injuries. So proud. Exactly, yeah. I think we've got to, haven't we? I mean, finishing in the top three, yes, we have to finish in the top three, but with the injuries that we've had and with the teams around us, Man City with their great squad, Man United, Chelsea, these great teams, it's so hard to get in that top three. So we have to do it, don't we? And yeah, tonight we've put ourselves in a great position, haven't we, with 3 games to play. Let's just go out there and do it. Robert says there, Holding or Kirior, I'd say no contest, prefer Kirior. Well, yeah, Kirior's played well, hasn't he? 2 games he's come in, he's been brilliant. We've won them both. So, yeah, at this moment in time, I'd say Kirior as well. I don't think Holding's quite up to it, is he, when it comes down to it? Robert says, like before you go. Guys, yeah, please give us a like before you go. Yeah, we enjoyed that game. I'm sure you enjoyed the game as well. Great win for Arsenal. And I don't think anyone got the prediction right, did they? Did anyone say 4-0? Let's go back to the start. Let's have a look at the predictions that we said. Did anybody say 4-0? Because if they did, they will get... You won't get a prize, but you'll certainly get the kudos of getting the score right. Did anybody say it was Emerson said 3-1, Bongo Guna said 3-0, I said 2-0, Steve said 3-1, Hello said 3-0, Terry said 4-1. So no, nobody got it right tonight. Nobody got the score right. But anyway, doesn't matter. We won. That's the main thing, isn't it? Which is good. Robert says, good luck, Rich and all. 4-0. Yeah, 4-0 is what we enjoyed, didn't we? A good performance that. I say, take it easy, Robert, mate. Don't do too much yet. Get yourself right, and then hopefully we'll see you Sunday for the Brighton game. Another Brighton game. Hopefully we'll see you then for that. And of course next Wednesday for the women's game. Of course Friday as well. I say we're back with a women's show. Looking back on a busy couple of weeks. It's been a hectic couple of weeks, but overall a really positive couple of weeks for Arsenal women. So we'll look at that tomorrow. Terry says. Got close, but chat thumbs up, let me know. Well, yeah, maybe they did, or maybe it was just the fact that Brighton wasn't up to much where they couldn't score a goal. Bongo Guna says we all predicted 3 points, so we're going to right. Exactly, that's a good way to put it. Actually, yeah, no, you're right. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, we all predicted 3 points, and we got 3 points, so we'll be happy with that, won't we? And yeah, it doesn't matter if we get the score right, as long as we get the result right and we win. So yeah, we did all get it right, so that's good. Yeah, we'll take that. Actually, yeah, good stuff. So yeah, Arsenal back in the top 3, brilliant. And we're not completely out of the title yet, are we? We need Man United to lose a game at least, and we need Chelsea to. Obviously, we need to beat Chelsea, and they need to drop points as well in one of their other games, which they don't look like doing at the minute today. They've just won 5-0 tonight. They won 7-0 the other day. It's they're looking pretty strong, aren't they? But who knows? It doesn't matter if you win 7-0 in one game, if you lose one of your other games, does it? It doesn't matter, does it? You're better off winning every game 1-0 like that. But anyway, let's not worry too much about Chelsea. Let's just focus on our games, what we've got to do, and that's win the games that we've got. And if we do that, then I'm pretty sure that we will definitely be in the top 3, won't we? And as I say, maybe even higher, but we'll see. It's been a good game tonight. It was a really good performance. I really enjoyed that. And we will look forward to what's coming up. So I say Friday, we are back 7:30 with the women's show, Women's Weekly. Jota says there, thanks for the quality stream as always, Rich. Have a good evening. The same. And yourself, mate. Thanks for watching as always. Good to see you again. Hopefully we'll see you on one of the shows coming up over the next few days. I say Friday, we're back with the big women's show. Then I say Sunday, the watch along, Arsenal against Brighton from the Emirates. Of course, that's going to be a big game, isn't it? 1 point behind Man City as things stand. Are they going to drop points? Are we going to take advantage? We'll have to see. So that's exciting as well, isn't it? Terry says there, thanks, Bongo. It's a Richard thing. Everyone in the chat are good guys and girls. Well, everyone seems to be. That's what we want, We'd like to try to... we're here to, that's what we want, everyone to get on and be friends and enjoy the football. So I say that's on Sunday. Can Arsenal get that title from Man City? We'll have to see. But we don't know. And of course, next week, Monday, we'll probably have our normal Monday show. We'll be back with all the bank holidays gone, the Arsenal review. And then, of course, Wednesday, the women's watch-along. Everton against Arsenal. That's going to be a good game as well. So join us for all of that stuff. So please like and subscribe. And we've got Victoria Plover now. Just have a listen to her.
Narrow victory over Leicester. Did you expect it to be so comfortable?
No, we know the pitch is not really good, so it's always a bit harder with this pitch. But eventually we won 4-0, so that's all we just wanted to win.
What was the attitude like in the team, both before kickoff and at halftime?
At halftime, we were really proud of ourselves, like going with 4 goals. Before the game, we just wanted to win. It's like it has been tough weeks for us, a lot of games. The Wolfsburg game was like a week ago, 120 minutes, and we didn't really have a real rest, so we are just happy with the win.
You've been getting a lot of opportunity in the team. Have you always been that sort of player that's looking forward all the time? You're wanting to see who's making the run ahead of you?
What does run ahead of you mean?
So players and their movement ahead of you, you always seem to be looking forward and wanting to play the ball forward.
No, I love to play forward, and I just love to play just forward. I like assists, so it's really good to play with Arsenal because they only play football. Like, it's not really long kicking balls, so it's just very good to play here.
And in recent games, do you feel like you've been really able to show what you can do?
Yeah, I think it started a bit with Bayern München, the game, and I think every game I get a little better. I get to know the teammates better and myself in this team, so I think every game it gets a little better.
Did you feel for Stina Blackstenius today not getting a hat-trick? She came so close.
Yeah, she did so good, so I hope for her she scored a hat-trick, but she will do it next time maybe.
And do you see in her as a striker, when you're in need of someone to provide you with goals at the moment, that she's full of confidence? It looks like her body language is different.
Yeah, she's so confident. Like, I think I would be scared as a defender playing against her. So I'm so glad to have her play behind her and give her the balls. And she always runs, and she's really hard work, and she scores so easily. So yeah.
Congratulations on the victory. Also, you are Barclays Player of the Match, so well done. Is that your first of the season?
Yes. Thank you.
First of many coming up.
I'm sure she got Player of the Match on Friday, didn't she, as well? Anyway, she's getting out of speaking English, first of all. She's great, isn't she? And understanding the questions, but she's developing into a really good player, Victoria Plover, and it's good to see another great signing that we've made in the last couple of years. So looking forward to seeing how she develops. But no, it's good that she's now getting minutes on the pitch. I think she made a good point, didn't she, about the Bayern Munich game. I think that her performance there maybe convinced her that she could fit into the team. I think convinced everybody, the management team, us fans as well. That was when she stepped up a level, didn't she, really? And we saw exactly what she could do against a big team. And since then, she's pushed on and she's been great. And yeah, I still think Stina should have got Player of the Match tonight. But maybe I'm slightly biased because I do think she's very, very underrated and doesn't always get the credit she deserves. And tonight, I thought she deserved a lot of credit for the way she played. Absolutely brilliant. But anyway, Victoria's got it. She got her first WSL goal, and she did play well tonight, as she has been doing recently anyway. She's been playing well for a long time, hasn't she? Which is good. So he says, don't all our girls give good interviews as well as Jonas? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're quite funny, aren't they? Some of them, when they're interviewed, they do make me laugh. I say her English is a little bit, she's not quite understanding everything. You've seen some interviews that she's done previously and she gets a little bit lost with translation a little bit. But yeah, they're great interviews. And we do seem to have a really good spirit, don't we, amongst the players? You know, obviously she was a bit disappointed that Stina didn't get a hat-trick, for example, you know. But yeah, it's been a good evening. It's been a good Arsenal performance. And yeah, we definitely have enjoyed it tonight. Yeah, the second half was a little bit more slower, wasn't it? Didn't quite have as much excitement as the first half, but that's not really unexpected, is it? When you think about it, when you're 4-0 up, you're not going to necessarily have the same impact again, are you, in the second half as you did in that first half? But yeah, it was a good performance from Arsenal, and we'll take a 4-0 victory away from home all day long, and we will enjoy it as well, and look forward to the next away game next Wednesday. Terry says, to be fair, there's been a few times Stina should have got player of the match, someone else got it. No, I agree. I don't understand why she's not got more player of the matches. She seems to be overlooked, and yet she's such an important player. And today I thought those 2 early goals were so important to this game, the way it settled us down and got us on the front foot and enabled us to go on and win that game comfortably. And not only that, just her constant running in behind. She was a constant threat. She could have scored 4 or 5 goals in that game. And yeah, I'm amazed she didn't get player of the match. I am amazed. But anyway, we know how good she is. We appreciated her performance. And anyway, Terry says, I really don't know what Stina has to do to win it. No, I'm not sure what she has to do. I think if she's got a hat-trick tonight, I don't think she'd have got it either. But anyway, David says, great performance and thanks for the good work. But no problem, mate. Thank you for joining us again. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It was a good performance. Yeah, it really was a good performance. And it's great to see Arsenal getting these victories at the crucial point in the season. I must admit, after the semi-final defeat, I was a bit worried that how much more did we have to give with the injuries that we've had and everything else. I was really worried that the season might have fizzled out a little bit. But it hasn't done. We've managed to step up and winning these difficult games against teams that have been in good form. Leicester in good form. We beat them. Brighton are in good form. We've just beaten them. And, we've got Everton next week. They've been a bit hit and miss. They got hammered by Chelsea, didn't they? But that won't be easy. We need to go there next week and beat them. And then, of course, it's the big one against Chelsea, isn't it? Which may well decide the title of that game. I think if we win, we'll still be with a chance. If Chelsea win that game, I think they will probably win the title. So we can stop them, and that would be great, wouldn't it? But yeah, we've done so well in these last couple of weeks with everything that's gone on. And yeah, brilliant stuff. They're just showing Stina's chances here. I mean, she's such a danger, isn't she? What a great game she had. She has absolutely been robbed of player of the match. But anyway, not to worry. She had a great performance again. And yeah, great to see. Terry says, yeah, the girls kind of given much more. No, they couldn't have given any more. Honestly, they couldn't have given any more this season. Every single one of them has given their maximum. And it's just a shame that in the end, it's not quite. It probably not going to be enough to win us the league. But we've got a couple on the board. We've progressed as a club. You can see how much we've progressed to be in the semi-final of the Champions League and perform as well as we did, to go all the way to extra time against the Wolfsburg side who last season kicked us out of the competition. You've got to say that's a great improvement there. We beat Chelsea in the cup final. That's a big improvement there as well, isn't it? When you look at the last cup final we played against Chelsea last season when we got absolutely hammered. So you can see the improvements that we've made, and that's what you can hope to see, isn't it? You just want to see the team moving forward, and that's what we're doing. And next season, with some of the injured players back, with some new signings, exciting times. It really is exciting times. And if the team continue to show this much heart and courage and desire, then the future is going to be very good, isn't it? And I'm sure we're going to have a lot more great moments to enjoy with this team going forward. So yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, a great victory tonight. It finished at Broadford Stadium. Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. It was 2 early goals from Stina Blackstenius, a header from Frida Marnham, and then Victoria Plover's first WSL goal, all in that first half. The second half, yeah, a bit flat, but we don't mind. We'll take that all day long. Great 3 points in the bag. We're in the top 3. We are in the top 3 with 3 games left. Man City have only got 2, and if they lose to Man United, then that's pretty much them gone. But we've still got some difficult games to come, haven't we? But we're going to do our best to try and win them all. And then who knows? But yeah, great stuff tonight from Arsenal. We got the victory we needed. We did it in really, really good style as well. And we move on to Brighton. To Everton next week. So thanks for watching, everyone. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks for your comments as well. You guys make these watch-alongs what they are. I think I love doing them, and your comments kind of make the show what it is. So I thank each and every one of you for tuning in and joining in with the chat. and everything else. And hopefully we'll see you all on Sunday for the next one. But don't forget, if you're around on Friday evening, 7:30, we'll be in to chat about the last couple of weeks for the women. Been a busy couple of weeks. That'll be a busy show. So join us for that. Terry says the Chelsea game before the cup final, we look so nervous. But whatever Jonas said to them in the final has defo worked. Not one girl has let us down. No, we've been brilliant. I think winning that final I think something's clicked, hasn't it, in the team now. We know we can win the big games against big teams, and we've shown it. The Bayern Munich performance, magnificent at the Emirates that night. The Wolfsburg performances, 2 of them brilliant again. And there's been a big change. I think winning that trophy has really, really set something up in this team, and I say hopefully set us on the path to go forward now. And next season could be even better, even more special, couldn't it? So. But yeah, it's been great tonight. We enjoyed it, and I say thank you for your company. I've enjoyed having you all around watching the game, and we look forward to seeing you. I say very soon. I say Friday if you're around, and then of course Sunday for the Arsenal men. Are they going to finish the season in great style as well and nick that trophy from Man City? We'll have to wait and see. And the women are still in the title hunt as well. It finished here tonight. Brighton 0, Arsenal 4. What a very good night it was. Terry says, great show again, Richard. See you soon. And come on, you go. Indeed, yeah. See you soon, mate. And everyone else as well. Come on, you go, girls. I will see you Friday. It's been a great night tonight, hasn't it? We won the game comfortably. We enjoyed that. Some great goals and great performances. And we move on to the men now on Sunday take centre stage. But not before Friday. Don't forget, Friday night. So take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Gunners. I will see you Friday. Good performance tonight. 4-0. Come on, girls. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Cheers, guys. Speak to you later. To Arsenal now, Frida Marnham again inside here looking for a second goal. Oh, she's got a second goal. That seals it. Frida Marnham again.